Which one of us do you not believe? I can assure you I am quite alive. Hello, Sanosuke. The snack was okay. That's not actually what I was doing. I did have a snack because I was like, I'm gonna be probably at this for like 2 more hours. And it was okay. But I was helping put away groceries. I am not the liar. I am sitting. It was just a mild... snack. Thank you for answering the previous thing, Sivia, about her hat. We'll find out in a second when her expression changes again. But if you're watching the VODs, I had to go and do a thing, and now we're back. I have this muted, but... There, you don't ever get to hear the end of that song. But I'm back. I'm done with the things, so now we can go back into the trial. What? The ship's doctor and the juror were romantically involved? Wow. I was wondering if there's anything else about her outfit that I never noticed. I didn't notice that she has a fish on her belt. Because I never really looked down there. Outside of reading the chat. Well, that's my theory, but I don't actually know if it's really true. He kind of denied it. Ew. Sorry for any VOD watchers who had to deal with the whole effort of clicking another video. I know that's a huge pain. Azure would never get involved with that god-awful ship's doctor. But I do admit, they were friends. Would Azure have seen Dr. Crab videos, I wonder? Videos? What do you mean? Hey, it's just so far down there, it keeps clipping off. Also, yeah, the hat does change. Now it's just default Skullman. Azure used to send her boyfriend videos of herself teaching the orcic tricks. I used to help Azure take videos on a TV phone. This is an interesting bit of information. Better update my phone again. So TV phones can shoot videos too, huh? My dumb phone sure can't. These TV phones are amazing. They can even record sounds you and I can't hear. How convenient. All the equipment we use at the ship-shape aquarium is high-tech. You could say it's ship-shape. The ship's doctor sends away for all kinds of electronics. But all the high-tech stuff is Dr. Crab's doing, huh? Anyway, I still highly trout Azure's boyfriend was the ship's doctor. The pun gave me pause. But Dr. Crab found a charm yesterday, and he was really shaken by it. Charm? Hey! Leave that alone. That belonged to Azure. What was Azure's charm doing in Rifle's stomach? That charm looked just like your keepsake of Azure. Yeah, well, she did say she and her boyfriend had a match in charms. Was the ship's doctor and Azure really a couple? I can't believe it. I think Dr. Crab would be called as a witness today. I know the sword's rubber, but I'm surprised they still let her keep that. There are many unanswered questions, but I hope to solve them all in today's trial. I believe in you too. I know you can do it. And we will, Sasha. We promise. But you know, it's convenient you don't show up or are mentioned in any other cases. Not that any of the other cases do either. It's very rare for them to make a callback. Just ignore that they made a callback to the parrot. Court is now in session for the trial of Sasha Buckler. Defense is ready. Why? Ready. Now I'm completely thrown off. Very good. It appears both prosecution and the defense are ready, although the defense needs to deal with their bird wounds. Yesterday it was proven that the orca was not guilty and the victim fell to his death. Prosecutor Blackwell, did your investigation of the Orca pool turn up anything? It did. First, we found the blood stain of the victim at the bottom of the pool. On this. Oh my, what a frightening looking rock. Is it just in the courtroom now? You say it has a blood stain on it. Just looking at it gives me the heebie-jeebies. I mean the willies. So we can assume that there was no water in the pool at the time of the incident. Very good. What a clever little deduction. Oh ho! Well, it's nice to get a compliment for the prosecution for a change. Assuming that was a compliment. Prosecutor Blackwell has completely tamed the judge with his carrot and stick approach. I guess I should have brought a few carrots of my own. But I'll just stick to my guns. Right, moving along. I prepared a witness. Buckler was the only one who entered that room, and there was no water in the pool. When there was no water in the pool. The witness will prove that. Come to the stand, witness. Hey, what's up? It's me. Name and occupation. Dr. Herman, peep! Sniper, stay out of there! Stay in there! And who is that cute little creature? Such a restless bird, quite unlike Taka. Yes, quite unlike Taka. Who's just not moving. See? Look how still he is. Not restless at all. Wow. Chalk one up for Taka. He shut Sniper up with a single sound. Can penguins understand hawks? Son of a gun. Dr. Herman Crab, Ship-Shape Aquarium's veterinarian. And could you tell us the name of your cute little friend there as well? Your Honor, please focus on the case. But it's important to learn all we can about the witness. I need to know. This is Sniper. Peep, 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 peep. I was there. I saw everything. I know who murdered the captain. This is the offspring of a penguin named Rifle. Sniper lives in my hair. Ignore her peeps. She's not a witness. It might cause a commotion now and then, but please try to ignore it. I was originally going to call the animal keeper to the stand, but he refused to testify, so I set on the veterinarian. Now tell us, why was the defendant in the Orca pool room when the water was drained? In the early morning hours of July 20th, Sasha was cleaning the Orca room pool. Sasha and Jack Shipley, the owner, were scheduled to do the cleaning together. During the cleaning, the pool water was drained, except for, a tiny part of it. When the cleaning was going on, Marlon was taking care of the Orca in the show pool. Pool water would never have been drained unless the pool was being cleaned. True. Your claim is that the victim was made to fall to his death during the cleaning? Only Buckler and the owner had security card necessary near the Orca pool. We already know from the security company's record of card usage that the defendant was in the Orca pool room during the time of cleaning. The witness's testimony and the record security card usage are conclusive evidence. So no one besides the defendant was at the scene, and the water in the pool was drained. Uh-oh. Judge already seems to be leaning towards the other side. Nothing new there. You have to strike fast, Your Honor. We're ready for our cross-examination now. Oh, yes, of course. Please proceed, then. Power of youth comes in handy at times like these. Why do they have a scanner to see who opened the door if there's only 2 cards in existence? Seems a little excessive. Why is the cleaning room done so early in the morning, essentially in the middle of the night? Our aquarium's open every day of the year without break. So of course the cleaning has to be done in the night when there are no visitors. Fair. No days off, is that it? I can relate to that. There's no days off in prison. Yeah, I guess prisoners don't get to take days off. Things sure are different around our office, huh, boss? You don't have to rub it in quite so enthusiastically. So, was the defendant cleaning alone? No. But Miss Buckler said that Mr. Shipley never showed up to help with the cleaning. I don't know anything about that. All I know is what was on the schedule. Maybe they changed plans. They probably felt awkward with each other after their fight. In any case, there's no proof the victim entered the Gorka room during the cleaning. Objection. Objection. If you don't stop your yammering, I will pull your tongue out and barbecue it. Yeah, you have to be so violent. Proof or none, the victim must have entered the pool room during cleaning. Witness, tell him why. Jack must have entered the Orca pool room. The reason I think so is because... Sorry that my voice for Blackwell is nothing like his actual voice, but honestly, I don't think his actual voice suits him very well. Sounds too formal, even if he is a huge samurai nerd. I'm not sure what I'm going for here yet. Don't you mean to say that the record shows both of their cards being used? No, only Sasha's, but they must have gone in together. Jack's body was found in that room, so that's the only logical explanation. We talked about this just yesterday. What purpose does that brain of yours serve? Even more bird brain than rifle. Objection! Objection! Don't insult the bird! Witness, I will not allow birds to be belittled in my presence. Limit your disparaging comments to the defense alone. Ah, dang it, I can't do that. I get disparaged either way. Great. Now you know. Bird lover, huh? Guess we're not destined to become best friends. That is fine. All I need is for you to talk about the state of the scene during cleaning. Alright, fine. Oh, I don't know. I think the two of them were made for each other. Phoenix, now's not the time. He's a bird lover, but he hates Phoenix. I know it's not his actual name, but... So the cleaning is done with the pool drained of water? That's right. They use the hoist there to lower themselves at the bottom of the pool. They do a regular cleaning with the water in the pool, but this was an intensive session. I never cleaned my own lab, however. Don't you think it might be due then? I guess I can't talk though. I have Apollo do the cleaning and, well... Well, Sasha and Marlon come in and clean it for me on occasion, but I'm too busy myself. I have animals to look after, like this one, for example. Such an adorable little creature. Lynn's cheer to this bleak courtroom. Your reaction to Taco was very different, as I recall. Well, he does perch on my head. I mean, Taco's a fine bird too, of course. Please continue, Dr. Crab, quickly now. As I was saying, Sasha is cleaning the Orca pool room. Getting all these bird reactions from Simon is pretty good. So Orla was moved all the way over to the show pool. Why is that? Well, it wouldn't do to get her covered in cleanser now, would it? Cleanser, would it? Of course she was moved. You don't take a bath while you're cleaning the tub, do you? Excellent point. I usually clean the tub after I take a bath myself. I was assigned to clean the shower stalls yesterday. They were cleaner than Edo bathhouse by the time I was done. I guess Prosecutor Blackwell's the gratuitous type. I polished it so well I bet the inmates are slipping and sliding all over right about now. Maybe he's not so much the gratuitous type as the prankster type? Somehow I don't think that's it either. Anyway, cleaning the Orca pool is just like cleaning the tub. There's no possibility that it would be drained any time other than during cleaning? None. Shot down with a single word. Except for today, when it was. Why are you so certain? Think about it. If the pool water were drained, what would happen to the Orca? The poor thing! Whose side are you on, Athena? Exactly, young lady. Without water, Orca would be alright for a short period of time. Anything longer than that would pose a serious risk. She could even die. But the fact that Orla is alive and well is proof that the water wasn't drained on her? That's right. The Orca pool and the show stage pool are next to each other. A hoist runs between the two to move the Orca and the equipment back and forth. When intensive cleaning is done, the Orca is moved to the show stage pool first. So the water is only drained while the pool is being cleaned. Please add that information to your testimony. No water in the pool, the orca could die. Well, this was added to the testimony, so obviously it's the thing I need to do, but... I don't know which one it wants me to present yet. I guess you're right. Son of a gun. And why'd you hop on it so? The Vince loves to make a fuss over nothing. You like to stir up trouble, don't you, Mr. Lawyer? Peep peep, just like this one. How rude, don't compare Mr. Wright to Sniper. Granted, his suit may make him look a little like a penguin. Athena? Is that what she really thinks of me? Ah, I wish Sniper and Miss Baby Chick would both stop peeping and cheeping. Miss Baby Chick? How dare you? No, wait. That actually sounds pretty cute. It's better than being called yellow. Wow, just got away with calling a young woman a chick in court. Somehow we have to show that the water could have been drained at some other time. If we don't, Sasha will be the only one under suspicion. Must be a hint somewhere. Better look through the evidence again. To find out how the water could have been drained while Orla was there. Alright. Yes, clearly levitation. Do we have anything that proves... I mean, there's this, obviously, but this is about the luminal. Does it want me to do that? And yes, everyone knows that orcas can actually fly. They're not jumping from the water, they're just levitating. It's one of these. Probably. Well, if it was moved to the show pool during cleaning time, it would need water, right? Can't just drop that in. I mean, I guess you could, but it would probably break? I'd assume so. I know I have 5 hits left, but I hate taking damage, especially on the first one. And this is just about the kill. Walkie-talkie and death. Let's see. Wait, ceiling to pool bottom is 100 feet. I don't recall that being talked about, but okay. Can I present my badge? Okay. Do I believe in myself? Well, the answer to that is no, but... But there's also this, because I mean, that does prove that, hey, there was water. Just only in part of it. Why do they have candles under there? I'm assuming the fire is just plastic, but maybe they also light up. Yeah, there's candles in the top left, on the little desk up there, above Orla. They're candelabras or whatever. It's kind of hard to see from this angle with that water filter over it. Huh, it's also darker on the other screen. Weird. It's a coin flip, and I don't know which one. Yeah, I guess it's supposed to be the Pirate Queen's throne room. It's neat. Alright, it's this one. I knew it was that one or the thing, but that one actually shows water. And hey, we would have got it anyway, so thanks, random. The water in the pool is drained, you say the orca could die. Is that necessarily true? What are you talking about? There's a way to let the water out without harming the orca, isn't there? Your Honor, please allow me to submit this photograph. Try not to laugh. Oh! This is... As you can see, there's no water around the Skull Rock area. With the pool in this state, the victim could have been made to fall to his death. However, there is water on the other side of the partition. And Orla looks just fine. Son of a gun. In other words, if the partition is set up at the bottom of the pool, the water can be drained without doing Orla any harm. Are you implying the water could have been drained at a time other than during cleaning? Yes, there is that possibility. Dr. Crab is shaking. Looks like he has something to hide. Could it have something to do with the calendar note about meeting with the victim? It might. I'll submit it to the judge. Your Honor, please take a look at this calendar. Ah, you waved that around in court yesterday. No need to drag out your souvenir today. Actually, I'd like you to make a note of the entry for the day of the incident. Let me see here. Meet the captain at the orca pool at 7 a.m. This note is about a meeting planned with the victim. What? The defense would like to argue that, at the time of the meeting, the pool may have been drained of its water. Whose calendar is that? It belongs to Dr. Herman Crab. Isn't that right, Dr. Crab? Son of a gun. So you suspect me, do you? What is the meaning of this calendar entry, Dr. Crab? Explain yourself. Fine, I was supposed to meet with Jack at the orca pool that time. But I ended up not going. So you're saying you simply broke your promise. You can't get out of that easy. I believe you have some explaining to do. Also, that's not what he said last time. He said Captain never showed up. Your blade's sharper than I thought, right, Dono? But your cut was shallow, and be a surface scratch. There's a saying amongst prisoners. Do not see, hear, nor speak to smooth-talking lawyers. Listen to smooth-talking prosecutors. Think the witness is suspicious? Show your proof. I literally just did. Calendar isn't good enough, huh? I had to prove the victim could have fallen to his death at 7 a.m. meeting time. Let's put our heads together, boss. I'd rather not. One of us will get stabbed. The victim could have fallen during cleaning when the pool was completely drained. Or, using the partition, it could have been at 7 a.m. where the water was partially drained. What would the major difference in circumstance be? Between these two possibilities? What circumstance was different? The answer could really tell us something. What circumstance was different between the two possibilities of cleaning at 7 a.m.? I mean, it'd be the orca was there, right? Was half there. The murder occurred at the time other than the cleaning. The orca must have been there. Oh, you're right. And that would mean that Orla witnessed the murder. What's this? You're sheathing your sword so soon? Oh, you didn't break it. Stop yammering to each other and show me how you wield your sword. Alright then, my sword is poised and ready. The murder was committed at the time other than during the cleaning time. Then Orla must have been present at the scene. If I can prove the murder happened right in front of Orla, then I can prove that Miss Buckler is not guilty. I'd hold up, but I don't own that movie. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright! Are you implying that the orca was a witness to the crime? I think it's leading exactly where you think it is. That's exactly what I'm implying. And how do you intend to prove the orca witnessed the murder? What are you gonna do? Put the orca on the stand to cross-examine her? I think something just loaded, and I don't know what it was. This is a critical point. I better think about it carefully. The defense will... Absolutely. If I asked Orca if she witnessed the murder, I'm sure she would tell me everything. Really? How interesting. And how do you propose to communicate with the Orca? Well, I'd have to think about that. Unlike some birds, an orca isn't capable of human speech. Now, I'm afraid I cannot allow you to cross-examine a creature that cannot speak. Unless the defense has some other way to communicate with the orca. No, I'm afraid I don't, Your Honor. I guess that was a silly idea. Oh. Please let me try again, Your Honor. The defense will... Continue my cross-examination, Dr. Crab. Oh? That's fine with me, but I've already said everything I have to say. Still haven't told the court why you broke your promise to me with the victim. Objection. Before we get into that, why don't you take care of your orca witnessing the murder balderdash first? Balderdash? Is that some shot of me? No. Seems to be quite a sensitive subject with the judge. No, your baldness is completely unrelated. Maybe I better come up with something that isn't balderdash. I figured that one was wrong, but... Vincent, present evidence. Evidence that will prove Orla witnessed the murder. You're going to present evidence? Knowing the defense, I thought surely you would try to cross-examine the orca. I tried. You wouldn't let me. I must say I'm a little disappointed. Gee, sorry to get your hopes up, Your Honor. Very well, let's see this evidence then. What evidence shows that the murder took place right in front of the orca? Is it the picture again? Because it has blood on it. Yeah, why wouldn't they let me cross-examine the orca? I mean, Athena can talk to the orca, right? Right? That was weird. Why did that sound like that? This photo indicates where we discovered the luminal reactions yesterday. By accident, we got some of the luminal testing on fluid on Orla. That wasn't by accident, but... We were then very surprised to see... luminal reactions on Orla's body. What the... So what of it? Nothing odd about that. As was discussed yesterday's trial, the orca was bleeding. Traces of the orca's blood were also found on the skull rock. The orca must have injured herself when she rammed the rock. That cloud of blood Mr. Plume saw was from Orla headbutting the skull rock, was it? Didn't we already know that? Those luminal reactions you saw on the orca must have most likely been from her headbutting. Objection, but what's odd is the position of those bloodstains. Please take a good look at this photograph. Well, I didn't even get to say the punchline. Yesterday, Mr. Plume said the blood disappeared when Orla put on the hat. That testimony indicated that Orla's injuries were under the hat area. However, these luminal reactions are in two entirely separate areas from her injuries. These bloodstains can't be from Orla's own blood from when she was headbutting, even though a cloud of blood would probably go everywhere. Then where did the blood come from? My firm belief that it's the victim's blood. The victim was killed right in front of Orla. And the victim's blood splattered onto Orla's body. Gah! Well, I don't think Sasha can actually talk to Orla. Like, they understand each other, but, you know, no one else does. And she's the defendant, so no one's gonna believe her. I don't Have we had an animal with a Psylocke? And I don't know about the torpedo. Now it finally makes sense. Orla was a witness to the murder. So that's why. I can't believe I bluffed so hard that I convinced myself of my own bluff. Orla? Boss, something's wrong with Orla. What? You're right. She's listless and she's sinking. There's one more fact that indicates Orla was a witness to the murder. There's more! There's always more. The culprit was afraid of Orla could somehow reveal what she witnessed. And that's why they did what they did. The only thing that makes sense. I have to present that evidence. The evidence that it will turn this case around. The only evidence I have that works. The evidence that proves the culprit thought Orla was a dangerous witness. The defense would like to submit this evidence. What is this? It looks like some sort of medicine. It's a sleeping drug, Your Honor. A very powerful one. The sleeping drug was discovered in Orla's stomach yesterday. The culprit tried to drown Orla by putting her into deep sleep. Tried to drown the orca? But why? Right, Dono. Are you trying to tell this court that the perpetrator tried to kill the orca off to prevent a witness from talking? Do you really expect to defeat me with that feeble attack? My sword's been drawn. I'm not about to sheath my evidence now. Orcas have enormous potential for intelligence. The possibility that Orla could somehow manage to reveal the truth can't be denied. The culprit believed in this possibility, and that's why they tried to kill her. Dr. Herman Crab, you purchased the sleeping drug, didn't you? But what? Does this mean the veterinarian tried to do away with the orca? Who but a veterinarian would better know how to disguise an orca's death? He could even prevent the police from examining Orla's body. Why, you actually accusing me of trying to murder the orca? How dare you! How dare you say the noble profession of a veterinarian? Eek! My goodness! Why didn't I say eek? One could cut the tension in this courtroom with a knife, or a penguin. Yes, I admit to purchase that sleeping drug. However, it was subsequently stolen from my lab. That's such a flimsy excuse. It's the truth. What else can I say? Any one of the crew members could have entered my lab. And I guess that weakens my evidence quite a bit. Besides, think about it for a minute. Who was it that treated Orla after she swallowed the drug? It was I! Dr. Crab. As I recall, it took you quite a while to give that treatment. You didn't even come on your own. We had to go get you. Son of a gun, you just remember all sorts of little details, don't you, Mr. Lawyer? The orca pool in the lab are far apart. It's a little wonder you didn't know Orla's condition. Didn't know? That's highly doubtful. Far apart as they were, Dr. Crab still had a way to know all about Orla's condition. The defense would like to submit evidence that the witness knew about Orla's condition. The torpedo... Gah! Just had to bring that up, didn't you? With this advanced data system, surely you would have known about Orla's condition. Of course we don't lock drugs in cabinets. How else are all of the perpetrators gonna get to them? If we locked everything behind doors, then no crime would ever happen, Mimikyu. And then we'd be out of a job. Objection! Objection! Wait just 1 minute. What is this torpedo? Dr. Crab, how dare you bring a weapon of mass destruction into my courtroom? That doesn't happen for at least another trial. Maybe 2. The torpedo, or Teleobservation Real-Time Pertinent Data Organizer, which rolls off the tongue, as Gum said, is a data system. Till yesterday, only Dr. Crab and Mr. Shipley knew about the torpedo. It isn't legally approved in this country, so it was kept a secret from the police. It's illegal! Dr. Crab, I demand an explanation! Son of a gun, you and your big mouth, Mr. Lawyer. Give Sniper a bit of a showing first. Okay, calm down. I've got you. I'm right here for you. Your brain's beating pretty fast. Yes, it's true. I'm using a legal system to monitor the creatures in that aquarium. System uses sensors like these, and yes, there's one in the orca pool too. These sensors send sound waves through the water to gather data on the creatures. If it finds abnormalities in the conditions, the torpedo alerts me with the sound. Oh my goodness, how very high-tech. But if it's illegal, I will not turn a blind eye. This matter will be appropriately dealt with at a separate time. Now then, Mr. Wright, please continue. With the torpedo, I'm sure Dr. Crab noticed the danger Orla was in. But he made no attempt to come to her aid on his own. And the reason for that is that Dr. Crab wanted Orla dead. The torpedo didn't give me a warning message. That's why I didn't know there was anything wrong with Orla. Sensor in the orca pool wasn't working during the police's investigation. Can you prove that statement? He did just say it only works with water. What's with him? I guess this is also high tech for Prosecutor Blackwell that's making him a little funny. Funny? Yes. I find this all very funny. Witness, those sensors send sound waves through the water, correct? But what if there isn't any water? Then they wouldn't work. They would automatically switch off. I see. And where is the sensor in the orca pool located? I don't know. Jack is the one who attached it for me. Why don't you know that? You don't know, then I will tell you. Police found a sensor just like the one you showed us. They found it attached to the table at the bottom of the pool. The table? You mean the table in this photograph? That's right. It makes me laugh. Don't you get it yet, right, Dono? The table's on the Skull Rock side of the partition. They're fixed at the bottom of the pool and can't be moved. Oh, and so if the water was drained from the Skull Rock side of the pool... Precisely. Without water, the torpedo sensor would not work. Witness, when did that sensor automatically switch off? Hang on, I'll look it up. The only times lately were during the cleaning 2 days ago and the investigation yesterday. Of course, I knew the pool would be drained while they cleaned it. But I had no idea they drained it for the investigation. No one let me know. That's why I didn't know about Orla's condition yesterday. But Dr. Crab really did want to save Orla. Hey, do you hear that, right, Dono? Yes, the water can be drained without harm to the orca if the partition's used. But if the water is drained from the Skull Rock side, the sensor turns itself off. If the sensor was always on except for during the cleaning and the investigation, it means there must have been water in the pool at all other times. It was never drained. In other words, no one but the defendant could have committed the crime. Order in the court. This completely shatters the defense's argument, as usual. But the fact still remains that Orla was nearly killed with Dr. Crab's sleeping drug. Objection. But aren't you forgetting one important question? When was the sleeping drug given to the orca? You're right. That hasn't been discussed yet, has it? The orca pool's the scene of the murder. The police were there all day yesterday. The only way to give the drug to the orca undetected is to put it in her food. The defendant is Sasha, the pirate lady. The trainer of the orca. Since we proved the orca was innocent, they're like, well, it must have been the trainer. Yesterday, someone gave the orca food during the trial. Someone did. I'm afraid I don't remember that. You don't remember? You're not that old yet, are you, you baldness? It was the defendant. Sasha Buckler. So that is the orca stands accused, is it? Meh. Oh, she's waving her flipper at us. Maybe she's cheering us on. Hola, wish Phoenix and Athena luck. Didn't she eat afterwards too? Your argument is that Miss Buckler's the one who gave the orca the drug. Prosecution's argument hasn't changed. Buckler made the victim fall to his death and then manipulated the orca to pin it on her. But again, she's the one that got us to defend the orca. Doesn't make any sense. Still not satisfied, she further planned to kill the orca with a sleeping drug. I didn't hear any reports of Dr. Crab feeding Orla. Maybe he didn't have a hand in Orla's attempted murder after all. But is there anybody else who could have fed Orla besides Sasha? If it's true, then the defendant is the one who fed the sleeping drug to the orca. And that places even more suspicion on her than ever. Objection. Defense objects to the prosecution's claims. Well, still haven't admitted defeat. Prosecutor Blackwell, I don't appreciate the way you only mention the parts that are convenient for you. How rude. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? Prosecutor failed to mention that Miss Buckler wasn't the only one who fed Orla. As you all recall, there was another person who gave Orla food. Oh, you mean that person? Looks like Athena remembers now, too. Congrats, Sasha! Why are they using question marks? This is a flashback. This is to celebrate. Eat it all up. Yep. I know to not tell us, but come on. Oh no, Mr. Wright, no. I don't want to believe it either. But we can't ignore the truth. The other person who fed Orla during the trial was... Bobby Fulbright. No. Please recall when Orla was found not guilty yesterday. Marlon Rhymes gave the orca a large quantity of food. The sleeping drug was mixed in with that food. It could be given to the orca without arousing police suspicion. Now that you mention it, I do recall that flip-flopper feeding the orca. Alright, I forgot he's a flip-flopper. Does he wear flip-flops? So you remembered, did you? I see the time for a true sword fight has come. I call Marlon Rhymes to the stand. Mr. Lawyer, both Miss Orca Lover and Marlon Rhymes are important members of our crew. I don't want to suspect either of them. But I'm ready to accept whatever truth you find. Here, take this. That charm. It's a charm that matches the one Azura Summers had, isn't it? So you and Miss Summers were romantically involved, weren't you, Dr. Crab? What? No, of course not. Sorry to disappoint you, but this doesn't belong to me. At the time I thought it was Azura, so I grabbed it. But it wasn't hers. Now it's up to you, Mr. Lawyer, to figure out whose charm it is. I will. Thank you, Dr. Crab. After all, I'm interested in the outcome of this trial, too. Now then, please summon Marlon Rhymes to the witness stand. Well, will it zoom in on his feet? No, this isn't Spirit of Justice. It didn't really seem like he was wearing any shoes. It looks like he just has really long pants on. What's going on? What's everybody making a face for? I haven't been watching the trial and nobody's told me anything. Marlon Rhymes, you're under suspicion for the attempted murder of the orca. Say what? I see. Well, if it's already out. Mr. Rhymes? You really going to admit it? Fine, I'll tell the truth. I don't think I am ready. Sasha's lying to protect that orca. 3:30 a.m. on the 20th, there was a water in the orca pool. Incident happened before the orca was moved to the show pool. Orla killed the captain by bashing him 30 feet high and making him slam down in the water. So I thought the orca should pay the consequences. Now we're back to the orca again. I did not see that testimony coming. Now wait just 1 minute. Yesterday, Orla was proven innocent. Besides, you said Orla was in the show pool during the cleaning. I didn't want to sell Sasha out. That's why I didn't tell the truth. But the fact is, all three of us, Sasha, the captain, and me, were cleaning the pool. But Dr. Crab and Miss Buckler both said you were at the show stage. Well, the only thing Dr. Crab knew about the cleaning was that I told him. I didn't give him a whole lot of details either. Maybe he misunderstood. And Sasha's lying to protect the orca. She can't tell the truth. Sasha put blood on the skull rock herself to make it fake blood stain. I think it's pretty brave of her to let herself get arrested to protect the orca. Mr. Rhymes, how could you lie like that? It is the truth. Besides, wouldn't it be better for you if I wasn't lying? If the orca did it, you win your case. What? This is all very hard to believe. But if Mr. Rhymes' story is true, Miss Buckler would be innocent and the orca would be the killer. Yep, round and round we go. The orca show never stops. Well, I hope they install like a, I don't know, a water carousel with orcas on it to the aquarium. Meaning if we turned our backs on Orla, we could save Sasha? Having a witness lie to save your own client? Ugh. What a dirty, underhanded tactic, right, don't I? Objection! I would never do this intentionally. Yesterday, the defense proved Orla was not guilty. We have no intention of going back on our assertions now. What are you saying, Mr. Rat? All you gotta do is admit the orca did it and Sasha goes free. Isn't the lawyer supposed to act in his client's best interest? But that wouldn't be acting in her interest. Miss Buckler believes Orla is innocent. And we, of course, believe that Miss Buckler herself is innocent too. You have a point, Tron Up. I do remember that. But it's an orca. I don't know if the same rights apply, as Sivia said. Acting in the client's best interest is an important part of our job as lawyers. Using dirty means that aren't justified. The ends do not justify the means, but we'll get to that later. To win a verdict would destroy our client's faith in us. That's right. We believe in both Miss Buckler and Orla's innocence. Huh? I just don't understand how you can treat a human and orca equally. Sasha or the orca, you can only save one of them. I don't know about that. I think I can save them both. All I have to do is disprove your testimony. Oh yeah? Then go ahead and try. I will do just that. If I can't tear down his testimony, I won't be able to save both of them. I have to find a weak spot and start tearing. You know, it still bugs me that they, that if we go back to Edgeworth Investigations, that the parrot is clearly in jail. Then again, I guess Taka's in jail too. Did Taka get arrested? Does he have a criminal record? Uh-huh. When the victim was killed, how much water was in the pool? It was before the pool was drained for cleaning. So it was full. You went to the orca pool room and saw it yourself? Dr. Crab said you were at the show stage. Objection. But it's possible that Dr. Crab was misinformed or that he misunderstood. The witness already explained this. Why are you taking this meaningless tack? You want to play games? Taka he'd be more than happy to play with you. Yeah. You better be careful how we press the witness. Taka is watching us like a hawk. I think he is a hawk. Witness continue. Actually... Now you're saying the incident took place before the cleaning began. Yeah, I guess so. The captain, Sasha, and I were gonna do cleaning together. Much more efficient than trying to have just one person do it alone. Defense's case, however, more lawyers means simply more lawyers, nothing more. What? You're one to talk. All you have on your side is a cantankerous bird. What about me? I'm up here all alone. I'm always alone. You people done? Need the witness to keep you focused? For shame, right, Dono? Hey, I was the only one who kept my mouth shut. Anyway, incident happened in the orca pool before the cleaning got started. I mean, this one's wrong, but... Can an orca even do that? Send a person flying up in the air like that? Yeah, of course. I've seen orcas bash into seals 60 feet in the air. But naturally an orca can do that to the captain, too. What a frightening thought. And you mentioned it so casually, Mr. Rhymes. Yeah, what else can I say? It's the truth. Mr. Rhymes is claiming that the Orla killed the victim by sending him flying into the air. But would something like that even be possible in the Orca pool room? Something about that statement that bothers me. And so you witnessed the moment the victim was killed by the Orca, is that correct? Exactly! You know, even though no one else did such a thing. Okay, so that's this. I don't like that the first thing just says, Shipley's walkie-talkie hasn't been found. What?
Objection!
Okay. When lies are piled up on top of each other, contradictions start to emerge. This time is no different. Are you saying there's some kind of inconsistency in my testimony? Yep. That's exactly what I'm saying. You claim that this victim was sent flying about 30 feet in the air. But the autopsy report states the cause of death was thought to be from a 65-foot fall. Jeez. What? I didn't hear about that. Additionally, in your testimony a moment ago, you said at 3:30 a.m. on the 20th there was still water in the Orca pool. The pool's about 65 feet deep, and there's about 30 feet between the water and the ceiling. If the pool was full of water as you claimed, it would be impossible for the victim to fall about 65 feet, as the autopsy states. Yeah! Mr. Rhymes claimed he was in the Orca pool room so he could make these statements. The truth must be that he was at the show stage just as Dr. Crabbe and Sasha testified. I believe that brings us back to around the Orca didn't do it. Round and round we go. Where this trial stops, only you all know. I didn't believe the witness's testimony from the outset. I'm grateful to you, Radono, for shutting the witness up. As I thought, the only person who could have killed the victim was Sasha Buckler. That fact still remains whether the witness was the one who tried to kill the Orca or not. Son of a... Mr. Rhymes was right about one thing. His testimony was advantageous to our case. But pointing out the contradiction in his statement will only drive us into a corner. As Prosecutor Blackwell said, suspicion against Miss Buckler is now deepened. Uh-oh. If I don't do something fast, the judge is going to find Sasha guilty. Mr. Wright, is there anything we can do? There has to be a way to prove Sasha's innocent. At a time like this, the thing to do is turn my thinking around. I think I already understand where this is going. Instead of trying to prove that Sasha couldn't have done it, I have to think about what made it possible for someone else to have done it. Why no? As long as the crime scene's in the Orca pool room, then Sasha's the only one who could have committed the crime. No need for pity, your baldness. Just finish him off with a swift verdict. Here's the defense has no objections. At least for 5 seconds. I'll count. Hang on. Very well, I will give my verdict. 5, 4, 3, 2... Ah, there it is. Your Honor, please hold off on that verdict. Oh, no. Don't worry about it. I don't think we're at brain power just yet. But you were so quiet, Mr. Wright. Do you have something to say now? Defense has a counter-argument. You do? Pitiful. The desperation. You look pale. Why don't you lay down and take a nap? You sure you're prepared to make a counter-argument? A lawyer's someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Feels like the text went back there for a second. Do you see that? Like a letter appeared and then backspaced real fast. I'll never forget those words no matter how many years go by. Also, I'm sad that we had Maya back. We didn't get to see 3D Mia. Even though it's probably just a bluff, I'll give it to them with a smile. What if the scene of the crime was somewhere else? The scene of the crime? Somewhere else? What? You're finding fault with the police investigation now? As I understand it, the prosecution's argument is as followed. Yeah, I wonder what that was about. I felt like I've seen that before, too. But, yeah, I'm so busy reading that I don't notice the letters exploding. The scene of the crime was the Orca pool room. Only the defendant and victim entered that room where there was no water in the pool. Therefore, only the defendant could have committed the crime. That is correct. But if the scene of the crime was not the orca pool room, then somebody other than the defendant could have committed the crime. Are you sure you know where you're going with this, boss? I might not be too sure, but I can't back down now. So watch and learn, Athena. You'll use this technique sooner or later. Mr. Wright, I hope that I'm wrong, but this isn't one of your bluffs by any chance. Your Honor, when have I ever bluffed? Of course not. Judge knows me far too well. I figured 8 years would hurt his memory, but apparently not. And do you have a theory on where the actual scene of the crime was? Yes, of course. Think, Phoenix, think. Alright, now this might be the brain power mode. Think of a place other than the orca pool room where one could fall to one's death. And by all means, please share your theory with the court. Where was the real scene of the murder? Yeah, this is right after he gets his license. And his first thing was to defend an orca. Edgeworth is probably holding his head in his hands and just groaning. It's like, yeah, of course he did. Of course the first thing he does is defend a stinking fish. Mammal fish. Sorry, I want to call them a fish, but it's... I know it's over here, but I don't know which thing it wants me to present. I think so, yeah. Alright, I'll put it out here. What I think happened is that they put him on this, and it went over to the orca pool, and then he fell down. Oh, did he? I didn't remember that, but yes. Edgeworth is probably so annoyed, but hey, it worked out. It's fine. Okay. The show stage pool might have been drained of water at some point as well. And if so, it would have been possible to fall to one's death there as in the orca pool. Also true. Right, Dono? What you're doing is a disgrace to your profession. You haven't seen half of my cases, have you, Blackwell? Sincerely hope you have some basis for what you're suggesting. Of course I do! I will, as soon as I think of something. Victim body was found in the orca pool. How do you explain that? How about it? How about if, after the victim was killed in the show stage pool, his body was moved to the orca pool? How about if? What kind of presentation of your argument is that? Think you're in school? You had better have a reasonable explanation of how the body was moved. No turning back now. I have to think of a way the body could have been moved. Was there something in the scene that could have been used to move the body? What do you mean, is there something in the scene that could have been used to move the... Yes. The hoist runs between the orca pool room and the show stage. The stretcher can be hung from the hoist to move the bodies... The stretcher can be hung from the hoist to move things like Orla or the Skull Rock. Or both. The stretcher could have also been used to move a dead body. Yes, if the stretcher can move the orca or the Skull Rock, it seems likely it could also move a dead body as well. Well, somehow that worked! I just might be able to pull this off. And you thought you were rusty after 8 years, Phoenix. The show pool was the scene of the crime. Somebody else could have done it. Objection. You desperately spew conjecture, and now you even make up a crime scene. There goes those. Not again! Why don't they get better shackles? You don't have the soul of a warrior. You don't deserve to be on the battlefield. Even if your fabrication is half-baked, it's a disgrace! What do you mean half-baked? The hoist can be operated from the orca pool room only. Yeah, that's fine. The only person who entered the orca pool room was the defendant. Even if the body was moved, The only one who could have moved it was the defendant herself. No, better than his hair. But we already know that she did. But she didn't know it was a dead body. Order! It comes back to the defendant no matter which pool it was. Meaning I can't clear Sasha either way. Sasha said she moved Orla in the Skull Rock. And I believe her. So could it be possible that she moved the body herself without being aware of it? Mr. Wright, do you have an objection to the Prosecutor Blackville's claim? Do I have an objection to the claim that the defendant moved the body? No. I have no objections. Miss Buckler must have been the one who moved the body. What? Mr. Wright, are you admitting the defendant committed the murder? No. I simply conceding that she was the only one who could have moved the body. However, I contend that Miss Buckler was not aware that this is what she was doing. The culprit made her move it, unbeknownst to her. The defendant move a dead body without recognizing that it was a dead body? Well, I mean, there are a lot of skulls in the Pirate Bay. How could that be possible? Remember when Edward moved a corpse in his trunk? Yeah, that happened. And remember when they moved a dead body and froze it or whatever? That happened. The body was found in the Orca pool. It must have been moved there somehow. What if they took the body and moved it somewhere else? Might have some kind of hint for the things she moved with the stretcher. The culprit made Miss Buckler move the body along with this piece of evidence.
Take that!
Which we know because the body was in the rock. The Skull Rock! Miss Buckler told me yesterday she moved the Skull Rock when she was cleaning. The only two things Miss Buckler moved to the Orca pool are Orla and the Skull Rock. I would like to suggest that the victim's body may have been inside the Skull Rock. What? We already knew that. Inside the rock, the body could have been moved to the Orca pool with the hoist. At the show stage, Marlon Rhymes loaded up the Skull Rock with the body inside, and then he used the walkie-talkie to let Miss Buckler know that rock was loaded. Miss Buckler operated the hoist from the Orca pool room and moved the stretcher. She moved the rock without knowing the body was inside. Do you really think there's enough space inside the Skull Rock to place a body? The swashbuckler flyer, which I don't have that anymore. Yeah, that's gone. How did they present that? Oh well. The swashbuckler flyer indicates it could be possible. Please focus on the question at the bottom left. Oh, it says, who will obtain the gold coins hidden in the Skull Rock? She has all the junk that I don't actually need to present. And Apollo has all the other junk that's just gonna go in a box somewhere. In that case, I suppose the rock is most likely hollow. What's more, if the body was inside the Skull Rock, it explains the remaining unanswered questions. Such as... Please take a look at the security footage of the scene Mr. Plume witnessed. Where did the body that Mr. Plume saw come from? Please recall, what was Orla doing to the Skull Rock at the time? She was headbutting it. Oh! That's right. Orla's ramming released the body from the Skull Rock. The body had been placed inside the Skull Rock and moved there from the show stage. I assert that the real murder scene was, in fact, the show stage pool. What rubbish is this now? You don't have a single scrap of evidence. Objection. It's easy enough to verify what I say. Take a look inside the Skull Rock for yourself. You should find some kind of proof that the body was in there. Blood, fibers, hair, a pirate hat. Gah! Right, don't know. Or even his walkie-talkie might be in there. Mr. Wright, that was incredible. You turned things completely around. And to think, I didn't believe in you at all. And I'll start with that half-baked bluff, too. Whew, that was a close one. Did you really have to add that last bit? It wasn't half-baked. The murder took place at the show stage, then who was the perpetrator? It is, naturally, the person who was at the show stage. Mr. Rhymes? Weren't you the one who loaded the Skull Rock into the stretcher at the show stage? Uh-oh. Well, Mr. Wright, that was some pretty smart brain work you did there. To be honest, I never thought you could figure it out. I tried to protect myself, but I guess it came back to bite me. Are you confessing you gave false testimony before, Mr. Rhymes? That's perjury. We already knew that. We already proved he was lying. Yeah, what Mr. Wright says is true. Body was inside the Skull Rock, and it's true the captain was killed in the show pool too. What? He's admitting it that easily? That's not okay. This time I'm gonna tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth about what happened that day. Uh-oh. The whole truth. In the show pool, the orca shot the captain in the air. Then the captain came down and slammed to the water. I can still remember the spectators' scream clearly. All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the orca. When Mr. Plume witnessed the orca finding the body, I freaked. What? Now we're back to the orca again, I see. Oh, great. You were gonna give testimony like that. Why did I bother putting you on the stand? I mean, he did say he didn't want to testify. All I'm doing is telling the truth. My lie. That day, Sasha wanted to do the old version of the Swashbuckler Spectacular. I suggested he hide the body in the Skull Rock and move it to the orca pool. I was gonna figure out what to do with the body after the show was over. Orca is the one that killed the captain. Wasn't me and it wasn't Sasha. So it was Mr. Rhymes' idea to hide the body in the Skull Rock. But if Mr. Rhymes is the culprit, why would he protect Sasha? False charges against Sasha would mean he himself would escape suspicion, so why? Mr. Wright, how about if you leave this to me? Athena, do you mean you heard something? Yep, noise. Discord in Mr. Rhymes' heart. So that means somewhere in his testimony there's an inconsistency in his emotions. Alright, Athena, give him a good counseling session. You got it. Glad I don't have to ask for permission for this. What is she doing? Hey, I need to authorize that, you know. Huh? What's this? What are you getting, Athena? Lots of anger. His testimony is pretty complex. Feelings of deep sadness and intense anger are being called up. Those two emotions appear to be running out of control. Out of control emotions. Is that going to be a problem? We'll have to probe their cause if we wanted to get these true emotions in testimony. There might even be an odd or an unnatural spots in his testimony he isn't even aware of. Alright, let's probe the cause of his out of control's emotions then. I'll explain how to probe. Let's find the root cause together. You see something off in a statement, tap the probe button. Next point on what's causing Mr. Rhymes' out of control emotions. Finally tap probe to complete the process. When emotions are out of control, memories can be recalled incorrectly. If you still haven't found anything after all the statements and images, I'll help. Great, alright, I'll get started comparing statements with the images. Didn't we already do this at some point? I mean, I'm glad we had the explanation anyways, but... Uh-huh. Came down and slammed to the water. And your favorite theme. Beeping and booping. These guys shouldn't be here. There was no spectators at the time of death. I doubt there were any spectators on the show stage when the owner died. If there had been, those witnesses would have told us their true crime scene right away. What? Oh, right. Of course. I just made a mistake. Okay, that made the sadness subside. Maybe the spectators part was what making him sad? Wonder why they would make that mistake. Why he would make that mistake saying the spectators were there. How strange. The only thing I can think of is that he was mixing up one memory with another. Like, he was in a similar situation before and it was deeply imprinted on his heart. A situation where Orca killed somebody and there was spectators there. Hey! I think I know why he's mixing up his memories. The reason why Mr. Ryan's mixed up his memories is...
Take that!
Mr. Rhymes, I think I know what happened. Could you have been mixing up what happened a year ago with this incident? Maybe that's why you slipped it and said the owner was killed in front of spectators. What? How did you... You're right. I did see the orca kill somebody a year ago. But what about it? I was just one of the spectators. Really? Just another spectator? Must be a reason why you feel great sadness about the incident last year. Stop this nonsensical screwing to your feelings. Just present evidence to prove your point. But boss, do we have any kind of evidence that would back us up here? There is one piece that comes to mind that might explain his sadness. Well, I'm waiting. Let's see this evidence that has to do with Marlon Rhymes' sadness. Azura Summers died an accidental death 1 year ago. This is her boyfriend's charm. Hey! What are you doing with that charm? It was found in Rifle's stomach yesterday. Judging by your reaction, I believe this charm belongs to you. I guess I need to push him just a little harder to make him admit it. Mr. Rhymes said the word charm, he was very rattled. You better examine this charm a little more. Good idea. Let's look inside it. Huh? What's this? It's covered in penguin goop from inside the stomach. A photograph? Try not to laugh. Oh. Hey, this is Azura Summers and Marlon Rhymes. Mr. Rhymes, you and Azura Summers were a couple, weren't you? Yeah, so what if we were a couple? Doesn't have anything to do with the captain's case. You believe you saw the orca kill your girlfriend. That's the cause of your sadness. Isn't that emotion of yours connected to the current case?
Silence.
The only thing you revealed was the witness's relationship with the victim a year ago. What does the witness' past have to do with the case at hand? I don't know yet. But we managed to pinpoint the source of his sadness. Let's delve into who Mr. Rhymes is angry at. The show pool, the orca shot the captain in the air. Captain came down and slammed to the water. And still remember the captain's dead body clearly. Wait, that's how that went down? He was just curled up in a ball? Whoops. Oh, right. I'm pressing the wrong button. I was pressing square. What's the cause of Mr. Rhymes' intense anger? Well, I don't think it was directed at that. Think about who he's really angry at and why. Okay, I already know that then. Mr. Rhymes, you're angry with Orla, aren't you? Angry? At an orca? Why would I be? I just want to burn it alive. Think I have some reason to be mad? Then show me some proof. Do I have proof that Mr. Rhymes has a reason to be mad? I mean, yeah? I bet that evidence we just took a look at would come in handy here. This charm indicates that you were Azura Summers' boyfriend. I'm sure you believe Orla killed your girlfriend a year ago. You lost your girlfriend and so you've been angry at Orla. I'm glad they didn't make me present that again. Alright, I admit it. I'll never forgive that orca. Azura's dead and that orca's still swimming around happy as a clam. Became an animal keeper just so I could prove that orca's a killer. You're right, I want that orca to pay. There, do you feel good dragging up a person's past? But still doesn't change anything. He's right. I disagree, it does change things. He's out of control, his emotions quieted down. Now we should be able to find out the truth behind that emotion. Beep boop bop. The show pool, the orca shot the captain in the air. Captain came down and slammed into the water. I still remember that. Remember it clearly. All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the orca. I mean, he's still really mad. But will I take a hit here? I don't know. Review your emotion alongside your testimony and find an unexpected emotion. Wait a minute, there really isn't anything strange here. I don't know, maybe we think we made a mistake, Mr. Wright. I think maybe you're right. Must be an unexpected emotion in there somewhere. Okay, this doesn't count as a hit, but He's really angry here. It's weird that he gets less sad here. Why are you not surprised, despite saying you freaked? There we go. Mr. Plume witnessed the orca finding the body. You freaked? Really? I hate his eyes. What are you getting at? With Mr. Plume as a witness, Orla was guaranteed to be accused of the murder. Didn't it work out exactly how you'd hope? As you hoped. In order to have the Orla put down, you made sure Mr. Plume witnessed that scene. What the... Oh my, there's a giant head behind the orca! But also there's a dead body. I think that's a little more important. So you figured all that out, did you? Mr. Rhymes, are you admitting it? I didn't really want to have to fight anybody but the orca. But you leave me no choice. What? Don't... You drinking fish water? Hey, watch it. I'm over here. Huh. I think Amara's transformation sequence was less surprising than this one. He just drank a bucket of fish and buffed himself up. Just pulled a Dragon Ball Z move, really. Now it's time to get serious. Ahoy! What? Yo, ho, ho. Ahoy, me brothers, represent. Avast you great eaters, stay free. Take me words that pop into your mouth, I can't read that fast. Yo, ho, ho. What is going on? Where did this pirate fellow come from? I'm more confused than usual, and that's saying something. Hey, yo ho ho, he took a bite of something. I don't even remember what Popeye sounds like. But hello, Phoenix. Hope you're having a good day, not being attacked by pirates. Remember, kids, don't drink buckets of anything. Just period. Where'd this pirate fellow come from? He looks like a completely different person. Also, where did the swordfish come from? Order! If we don't have order, Prosecutor Blackwell will yell at us. Nah, even I've got my limits over here. Even Prosecutor Blackwell's at a loss for words. So I planned to have that winch be a witness? Heh, you caught me out. To be true, I thought that orca's murderous ways should be found out. That's why I schemed to have the Plume see the body. So you admit it, you deliberately framed Orla. It be true. What skin be that of off anybody's nose? That orca be murdering scurvy dog. I may have a grudge against the orca, but I always felt grateful towards the captain. The orca murdered Azura and the captain, of course. And the captain, so of course she should walk the plank. I hate to tell you this, sir, but I don't think she could walk any plank. Yeah, I don't have a response to that. I agree it wouldn't make any sense for him to kill the owner. Why would he? Because he kept the orca alive. His hatred for Orla, on the other hand, comes through loud and clear. Wait a minute. If killing Mr. Shipley doesn't make sense, who would it make sense for Rhymes to kill? Maybe my theory has been all wrong. Your Honor, I think I just became aware of a new fact. Oh? What is that? This man is clearly taking drugs through his barrel, and has been feeding drugs to all of his little penguins. Now that we know about Mr. Rhymes' intense hatred for Orla, it turns the premise we've been arguing under on its ear. And now reveal the identity of the individual Mr. Rhymes meant to kill from the start. Well, it'd be Orla. What? So the witness' intent was to kill the Orca? Exactly. The witness' intended victim was not Jack Shipley. From the start, it was a scheme to kill Orla. The Orca was a true target, but Jack Shipley's the one who died. The Orca's alive and quite well. I went and saw it myself. He's right. He wanted to kill the Orca, and yet it was Jack Shipley who fell to his death. How did that happen? Wait a minute. What if Mr. Rhymes wanting to kill Orla was somehow connected to Mr. Shipley's death? At a loss for words, are you? What happened to your bravado a moment ago? Enough of these reckless words without any basis of fact. They aren't reckless words. The basis of my claim is the real murder scene, the show pool. What are you talking about? My contention, the two incidents happened at the show pool. The attempted murder of the Orca and the victim falling to his death. First of all, in order to kill the Orca, Mr. Rhymes removed something from the scene. And by so doing, he made it possible for Mr. Shipley to fall to his death. What did he remove? This is what Mr. Rhymes removed in the attempt to kill Orla. Why does it say the judge saying this line? Don't tell me you're trying to claim you tried to kill the Orca by draining the pool of water. That's exactly what I'm claiming. To help the defendant with the cleaning, Marlon Rhymes took charge of Orla, with the plan to kill Orla in the show pool. And because the pool water was drained, it made it possible for Jack Shipley to fall to his death in the show pool. Now hold it there. I tried to kill the Orca, you say? Can you even prove there was nary a drop of water in the pool? That day I was simply looking after the Orca. Why would I have the monstrous thought of killing it?
Objection!
Objection, you literally just admitted to trying to whatever. Claim you were looking after Orla in the early morning hours of July 20th. But I don't think you were doing a very good job of it. After all, Orla wasn't given anything to eat during that time. How would you know such a thing? I know because of Orla's record here in the Torpedo's data system. Weird that we didn't have to present that. The system continuously records data on the subjects it monitors. From Orla's record, we can tell exactly when she ate or didn't eat. Sink me! No one ever told me about that dastardly contraption. Only a few of the ship-shaped aquarium staff knew about the system. A few being literally two. According to Orla's record, she never ate in those early morning hours of the 20th. You planned to kill Orla, and that's why you didn't feed her. You're wasting time. What proof do you have of that? Perhaps the Orca simply wasn't hungry? He's right. I don't have any proof. If Orla simply didn't eat, then that would create an inconsistency. Where did her fish go? Her fish? Good question. Where did it disappear to? Fish? What does it matter? What relevance does it have to this case? Cease this stalling by asking inconsequential questions. Stop delving into the depths of the Orca's stomach and delve into the case instead. But wait, it may seem like a small inconsistency, but it's an issue of great importance, I think. What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? How could the fish disappear? Somebody must have eaten it. So who came to the show stage and ate Orla's fish? I think it might be a pretty good idea. I might have a pretty good idea. I believe there must be a visitor who at that show stage that Mr. Rhymes didn't notice. Visitor? You trying to introduce yet another suspect at the 11th hour? You utter one more of your careless remarks, Taka won't look favorably upon it. I don't think he's been eating them, but he has been eating everything else. I don't plan to utter any careless remarks. Whether my remarks will actually be related to the case or not, I don't know. I don't know yet. Don't worry, boss. If Taka comes this way, I'll fend him off. But do try to keep your remarks careful. Somehow Orla's fish disappeared. Somebody must have visited the show stage, but who? This was the visit to the show stage. It was the penguin, obviously. I believe Rifle the Penguin visited the show stage. First an orca, now a penguin? Why would you be saying such a thing, Mr. Lawyer? I didn't see Rifle during the wee early morning hours. Do you have any proof that Rifle visited the show stage? If you be a lawyer of any sort, show me your evidence. The bottom of Rifle's feet were pink for some reason. That fact is a clue that Rifle was indeed at the show stage. I had to present that piece of evidence that connects Rifle to the show stage. Now to prove I'm a lawyer worth my salt. Wow, I see you missed it, Mimikyu. He drank a whole bucket of fish, and for some reason, well, his body grew 3 sizes that day. For no rhyme or reason. Well, some rhyme, no reason. Meow. Which one proves it's... Oh, I see. I remember now. Wait, did I pass it? I did. Didn't even recognize it. Oh my! What a cute little sign! Look at all those adorable stars. These stars are actually starfish. Miss Buckler painted this sign. In the early morning hours of the 20th, she left this sign on the show stage to dry. Mr. Rhymes kept an eye on the sign for Miss Buckler while the paint was drying. Aye, that be true. But what be your point? On this sign is proof that Rifle visited the show stage. Proof of the penguin's visit? I'm afraid I don't see it. Where's the proof that the penguin visited the show stage? Please point it out. And, like, you know, move closer, maybe. A couple of pink starfish are shaped a little differently from the others. Ah, you're right. They look almost like little leaves. Rifle had pink paint on the bottom of her feet. These little leaf-like shapes on the sign are actually Rifle's footprints. Rifle made these footprints by walking on the sign before it was dry. Oh ho, what cute little pink penguin prints. So there are footprints, what of them? Marlon Rhymes was watching over the sign at the show stage when the paint dried, and during that time, the penguin paid a visit. According to the torpedo data system, we know that Rifle ate something that morning of the 20th. Most likely, Rifle ate the fish meant for Orla that was at the show stage. Orla's stack was a small quantity of fish. Even a penguin could have eaten it all. Good God, Rifle ate Orla's fish? Who be ye to say Rifle ate Orla's fish? She could have picked up food anywhere. That doesn't change the fact that I really was at the show stage. After all, I had to help move the skull rock. Couldn't have been moved without me. Witness claims he never saw the penguin. How do you explain the contradiction? Both Mr. Rhymes and Rifle are at the show stage, but Mr. Rhymes didn't see her. So where could Mr. Rhymes have been at that time? Right, Dono. If you aren't up to the task, I could disprove this witness testimony for you. If I leave it to Prosecutor Blackwell, Sasha will be declared guilty. Can't let him interrupt this line of reasoning. Mr. Wright, let's try to figure out how things looked when Rifle came to the show stage. Mr. Rhymes at the show stage, keeping an eye on Orla and the sign. We know it must be true because he helped move the skull rock. Then Rifle came in and walked over to the sign. But wouldn't Mr. Rhymes have noticed Rifle if he was right there? Well, let's think about where Mr. Rhymes could have been. They're placed in the show stage area from which Rifle couldn't have been seen. Down here, I guess? What? Inside the pool? But you're right. If he was inside the pool, he wouldn't have noticed Rifle. Are you saying that Mr. Rhymes was underwater the whole time Rifle was eating? No, not underwater. When I think about what he was trying to do, the answer is clear. Now I'm finally starting to get the whole picture. Just like yesterday. Must you two always be whispering to each other? Why don't you admit that resorting to a penguin will get you nowhere?
Objection!
Objection? Also, that's kind of rude to birds. Oh, I don't know about that. The fact that Mr. Rhymes didn't know his rifle is such a small inconsistency. But the key point that proves that Mr. Rhymes was what Mr. Rhymes was trying to do. The penguin's a key point? The show stage pool is very deep. If Rifle came to visit while Mr. Rhymes was at the bottom of this pool, he would have never noticed Rifle. Yarr. Orcas can be out in the water for a short time without sustaining damage, but if they're out of the water for a long time, they weaken and eventually die. In order to kill Orla, Mr. Rhymes had to drain the pool. And while the pool was drained of water, Mr. Shipley fell to his death. The show stage pool is about 65 feet deep, just like the Orca pool. How convenient. Without water in the pool, the person could have made a fall of 65 feet. Mr. Rhymes probably wondered what to do. If he continued with his plan to kill Orla, how would he dispose of Mr. Shipley's body? So he devised a plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Or in this case, 2 pirates. What? How? Mr. Rhymes went down to the bottom of the pool and put the victim's body in the rock. He then had Miss Buckler move the rock and the body together.
Silence.
And the witness made the defendant do this somehow without arousing her suspicion? That's right. Mr. Shipley told Miss Buckler that she couldn't perform in the new show. Miss Buckler became upset and wanted to switch back to the old version of the show. So Mr. Rhymes conveniently suggested that she take and hide the prop for the new show. Mr. Rhymes then manipulated Orla using her singing and lifesaver tricks. He schemed to have Orla find the body while Mr. Plume would be standing witness. He saddled Orla with a false charge of murder so that Orla would be put down. What? Yarr. What the? Is he bleeding? Why is he bleeding? The fact the witness didn't see the penguin shows that when Rifle visited the show stage, Rhymes was putting the body in the rock. At the bottom of the pool, that is. Hello, OP. It was definitely a surprising moment. If I had a camera, you would have seen me just kind of slack-jawed at it. Because I was definitely just like, whoa, why? Not what I expected. Who would have thought the presence of a penguin could prove the witness's actions? It's working. Just a little further now, and Sasha will be proven not guilty.
Silence.
Silence. Gah. You think you won this battle? You were sorely mistaken. Your theory is based on the notion the witness could manipulate the orca. Witness, can you control the orca's actions? Of course not. What kind of village be that? I be a simple animal keeper. Who's buff as heck. My memory serves. Wasn't Miss Buckler the only one who could issue commands to the orca? Ugh, that's not even true. Judge's blade is sharper than the lawyer's. You wish to do battle with a witness, you'll need a honed blade. Where's your sort of evidence that Marlon Rhymes could manipulate the orca? Ouch. What be the square root of a bilge rat? Your grave. Rhymes had to manipulate Orla in order for his plan to work. But how can I prove it? Well, it appears this line of reasoning has become unsustainable. Objection. Well, it appears that I was mistaken. Athena, I've analyzed the hearts of all kinds of people. I have enough experience to see when I look into your heart and see that you haven't given up. So that objection was my way of speaking up for your heart. She's right. Why would I become a lawyer again only to give up? I have to keep fighting. For the orca. Athena, thank you. With your help, I remember the old right way. The right way? I hope that isn't on the highway. Your Honor, I'm not finished with presenting my argument. Do you have anything else to ask this witness? Cross-examine all the witnesses and presented all your evidence. Not all my evidence. All the witnesses? I don't think so. I haven't cross-examined the most important one, the central figure to both cases. Central figure? The one involved in not only the case of a year ago, but this current case too. Never called her as a witness, but it's time to do so now. Here we go. Who are you talking about? I demand you tell the court immediately. Who is the central figure in both cases? Trucy, of course. Whoops.
Take that.
The defense calls the central figure in both cases. Orla the Orca! You intend to cross-examine an orca? Cross-examine an orca? You must be addled. It's impossible, says I. Yeah, well, a second ago you were impossible. This absurdity is beyond the pale. How do you expect to question an orca, a creature incapable of speech? Orla is intricately involved in this case. I have every right to cross-examine her. Even if she's, you know, an orca. Besides, even if she can't speak, I think cross-examining her will be invaluable. Very well, do what you will then. I don't care. But if you fail to garner anything from this little exercise with the orca, hope you realize the reward for your efforts will be a defendant's guilty verdict. I'm ready and confident. So, cross-examining Orla, huh? That was a bold move, boss. Now all I have to do is figure out how Mr. Rhymes manipulated Orla. That's right. Now it's Orla's turn to help us save Sasha. An orca defendant yesterday, an orca witness today. This is truly unprecedented. But even though this is highly unusual, I'm prepared to allow it. I mean, heck, we've come this far. Bailiff, ready the witness telecast. We'll have a 10-minute recess while the telecast is being set up. Yeah, Edgeworth is probably dying. That's our next case. Save Edgeworth from having a heart attack. We have to keep ourselves from getting the guilty verdict, because clearly it's Phoenix's fault. Or is it the Orca's fault? If it didn't get in trouble in the first place... Ow. Leave it to you to think of something like calling Orla, Mr. Wright. Well, she's the only one who knows all the answers, after all, tactically. I just talked to Pearls, and she said Orla seems to be feeling fine. Now we need to try and figure out how Mr. Rhymes manipulated Orla. If you put Mr. Rhymes and Orla together, maybe we can get some kind of clue. I can't forget about that strange set of prints of Rhymes either. I really appreciate you trying to save both Orla and me. I had no idea Marlon hated Orla like that. I feel like I've been shocked by a torpedo ray, but not like the torpedo you have. Of course he would hate the killer whale that murdered his girlfriend right in front of him. Why am I here in the witness area, you ask? Don't worry about it. Oh, Mr. Plume, you've been watching the whole trial? Also, you're allowed in here? Oh yes, I came to make a declaration of war. A declaration of war? No matter what the results of today's trial, I will report the truth in my new book. Even if that truth goes against what I wrote in the Killer Whale. Oh, I'm here too. I don't know what the truth is, not even about what happened a year ago. Dr. Crab. Azura died right in front of my eyes, in the middle of a pirate show. She suddenly fell from the orca's back and began thrashing around in pain. The orca was singing a song and then started headbutting Azura over and over. Finally, the orca took Azura in her mouth and brought her to the side of the pool. Sounds more like she was trying to save her. And Edward tears up his cravat and just pulls out another one. He'd have to blow his nose on the old one first, then toss it away. Toss it behind him, and then Gumshoe slides up behind him with a trash can that it falls in. Yeah, Crab Spiegel's here. Just before she died, Azura was holding her chest in obvious pain. She was holding her chest? Wait a minute. Could it be? I don't think Orla was to blame for the incident a year ago either. What? I think the cause of Miss Summers' death might have been... her heart condition. Heart condition? What heart condition? I never heard anything about it. Miss Summers had a prescription with Hickfield Clinic for a heart condition. The orca didn't kill her. I think it's possible her heart condition did. What? Azura had a heart condition too. I guess she hid it from everybody. Just like I did. Wouldn't the autopsy have revealed that? So that means the orca was innocent a year ago too! Just a theory, but I think the orca headbutted Azura to check on her. And then did the lifesaver trick to rescue her. So there was no need to put the orca down after all. So you really did intend to put Orla down? No, Jack and I were against such a thing from the start. But you said you were gonna euthanize the orca. Yeah, I've been wondering about that. Dr. Crab, about this capsule. It's not a poison but a sleeping drug, right? That's right. Even if Orla attacks someone. Or even if the Center for Dangerous Animal Control demands she be put down. I never had any intention of killing her. I would use sleeping pills to make it look like she was dead and then set her free. That's why I purchased so many sleeping capsules. That's why? I never considered the possibility that the poor woman's death was an illness. She seems pretty disturbed to be wrong. I simply want to know the truth. That is why I will tell you who my client is. The day I witnessed the owner's death, I was there at the request of an animal keeper. Marlon Rhymes? That is correct. That day my client called me to ask me to investigate the orca pool. He must have wanted you to witness what Orla was gonna do. Why did you decide to tell us this? My desire to protect my client was standing in the way of the truth. I couldn't allow that. I'll be watching to see how this all unfolds. Good luck to you, blue and yellow duo. Pow! If only Apollo was here, we could be the blue, yellow, and red trio. How was your scarf blowing in the wind when indoors? The air conditioning's really good. It's just behind us, so you can't see. I guess it'd be to the right. I think some murder cases were using the Death Note. I mean, the Death Note does let you write the details of how they die, right? But could you write another, like, perpetrator? Could you write someone else to murder them? I don't think Light ever tried to do that. It was always just they fell, or they drank bad coffee and it burned their throat or something. Well, that was quite a bombshell she just dropped, and so casually, too. That woman really is a free spirit. You remember what you said yesterday, Mr. Lawyer? That you'd expose any secret if it would help save Sasha. I remember. It's my duty as a lawyer. Well, I just wanted you to know that I don't blame you for exposing the aquarium's secret. May put me in hot water, but it helps save the orca. Let me clue you in on another secret. Focus on the orca's song. The orca's song, huh? What could it be hinting at? Oh, Mr. Wright, looks like it's time. Alright, let's go back in. You got it, boss. We're gonna go in there and save Sasha and Orla together. Ow. Have we had any deaths that were purely accidental? I mean, this one could be accidental, but... The court will now reconvene. Is the witness, Orla Shipley, commonly known as Orla, ready? The orca's present, but I highly doubt she understands what's going on. Sweet? Sweet. Oh ho, just as adorable as yesterday. I distinctly remember you being afraid of her on several occasions. Now then, Mr. Wright, how do you propose to cross-examine the witness? I intend to have the young lady here with Orla help me. Young lady there with Orla, said here. Hello everyone, it's me! That young lady. Didn't I meet her once before, a long time ago? I'm surprised he remembers her, on account of forgetting everything else. Yes, that's Pearl Fay, my old friend. Well, well, didn't she grow up to be a lovely young lady? Hmm? Ah! I have no interest in this chit-chat. On with the cross-examination. Mr. Wright, this is all your fault. Why are you dawdling? How is this my fault? Court will now hear the testimony of Orr Shipley. Just they get shot. The killer wakes up and says, you know what? I feel like shooting someone today. I'm going to. That would be a good way to keep people from finding out about the Death Note. But I feel like at this point, Phoenix would have been killed if there was a Death Note. Everyone knows his name. Or maybe Phoenix Wright isn't his real name. Fweet, 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 fweet. Fweet, fweet, click, fweet, 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 fweet. Wah, click, fweet, fweet. Fweet? Fweet, fweet, fweet. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? Do you seriously intend to cross-examine this orca? Well, she is a key witness for the defense, after all, sir. Every time you come to my courtroom, you open my eyes to a new way of thinking. It's been 8 stinking years. Appears that this will be another one of those times. Yes, he's giving me the go-ahead. I'd like to put the witness and Mr. Rhymes together to see how he manipulated the orca. Hopefully Orla will have some kind of reaction. Fine by me, but not will happen, I tell you. Tweet? Tweet, tweet, tweet. I know it was Naruhodo, because, the one in the past was named that. Actually, I think they have the exact same name, don't they? Mr. Rhymes is right, nothing happened. I guess I shouldn't have expected it to be so easy. How did he manipulate her? Right, Dono, I hope you realize that if you can't prove how Rhymes manipulated the orca with his cross-exam, your defendant will be declared guilty immediately. Yes, I realize that. My last chance. I have to figure out how Rhymes commanded the Orla to do her tricks. Please begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Do I get to press everything? Oh yeah, it's Ryunosuke. It's totally different. Which one do I press?
Hold it.
Could you interpret that for the court, Miss Sykes? I'm getting a strong reading of happiness. Maybe she thinks she's doing a show? I demand serious witness testimony. This is no time for fun and games. Continue this mockery. I will subject you to 40 lashes with a wet fish. Not a wet fish? Not a wet noodle? That just sounds fishy. Hey, speaking of her experience, anything is better than 40 lashes from a whip. Oh, they brought that up, huh? Defense will please caution its witness to conduct herself with propriety. Whatever that word means.
Hold it.
Miss Shipley, I'm afraid Fweet is not going to get us anywhere. This is your plan of action? You're incapable of interpreting an orca's speech. This entire exercise is false. Objection! You leave the interpretation of Orla's heart to me. Alright, girl, what do you got to say? Let me hear it. Huh? Oh, Orla, you're so cute. Right, Dono. Surely you don't intend to continue this farce. I do. Miss Shipley, please continue with your testimony. I was suspicious about Whir Click.
Hold it.
Her hearing is really good, and the heartbeat is going through the TV speakers, obviously. Instead of impersonating a one orca band, could you show us the lifesaver trick? Guess Orla won't do what you want unless you give her the proper signal. Oh, doesn't Orla sing beautifully? Daga's singing voice is much more melodic and clear. Ah! Meh. Neither one should quit their day job. Please do your testimony, Miss Shipley. Also, she hears it in their voice, yeah. Miss Shipley seems to want to communicate something. Sweet. Perhaps she's hungry. Miss Faye, could you give Miss Shipley a snack? Certainly, one moment. Good catch. What a heartwarming scene. Reminds me of my granddaughter with her pet. Wow, your granddaughter must have a pretty large pet. Stop all this pet prattle and get on with the cross-examination. But she's such an adorable creature. I never get tired of looking at her. Silence. I, on the other hand, have had much more than my fill of this tomfoolery. Enough is enough. Sounds like Prosecutor Blackwell's about to blow his top. What should I do? Should I continue the cross-examination? But I'm not finished with my cross-examination. I've just about exhausted my patience, Rat Dono. Mr. Wright, please finish as quickly as you can. I'm not really sure how to continue, to tell the truth. Mr. Rhymes had to command Orla somehow. Do you have anything of evidence that could be used? With Orla, it's not like I can present evidence that contradicts a particular statement. It doesn't matter which statement, which could be used to command Orla. Witness, please continue your testimony. I guess I just present the whistle, right?
Objection!
Nope. It does? In what way? Does indeed expose something, the defense's boneheadedness. Nothing untoward about that evidence, no matter how you bluster. I agree, nothing compelling in that evidence. Definitely losing the judge's confidence in me here. Nothing new there. Well, that counts as a hit, but... I mean, what else do I have besides... I mean, there's this, but we don't actually have the song, right? Oh. I was thinking of the whistle, but is this it? I forgot about how he would have the whistle, that's right. Whoop. That was me saving, but something keeps popping up in the corner. I don't know what that is. Also, am I alive? I think so. I got disconnected from the chat for a second. But...
Objection!
There we go. Sasha told me an interesting story about Miss Summers. I forgot they updated the camera phone. Azura used to send her boyfriend videos of herself teaching the orca tricks. He used to help Azura take the videos into her TV phone. Most likely, Mr. Rhyme still has these videos of Miss Summers. Miss Faye, could I ask for your help? Of course, Mr. Nick. What is it? You're using Mr. Rhyme's TV phone, correct? I'd like you to examine it for me. Please look at the videos of Azura Summers issuing whistle commands to Orla. Videos? I'm not sure how to do that, but I'll give it a try. Oops, I deleted them all. My apologies to Marlon. Rat Dono, what are you up to? Also, I forgot that Pearls actually has it right now. You'll see in a moment if Pearls can find those videos for me. Mr. Nick, I found them! I found some videos like you described. Did I press the big red button? You did? Thank you, Miss Faye, just as I suspected. How did Marlon Rhymes get Orla to do those tricks? I will now show you. With Mr. Rhymes' cell phone. His cell phone? Are you implying to use an app? Miss Faye, see if you can issue Orla a command. Me? Can I do such a thing? You might be able to if you play a video from the whistle with a whistle signal on it. If there's a video of the lifesaver trick, please play that. Before you do, though, please put the practice dummy in the pool. I don't know what any of that means, but okay. The practice dummy, alright. Here we go. Just boom. Oh wait, I was dumb. We could have used the Orca translator app this whole time. There, sank to the bottom. Weep weep. Now I'll play a video. Hopefully this is the lifesaver trick and not the kill everyone trick. Orla's diving down, heading straight for the dummy. Tweet tweet. What a smart girl you are, Orla. The lifesaver trick was a complete success, Mr. Nick. How convenient it was the first one I got. And not the, you know, destroy the octopus trick. Thank you, Miss Faye. You were a big help. Now I have proof. Unbelievable. You actually pulled it off. That was the lifesaver trick we saw yesterday. Is Miss Faye an Orca trainer now? No, Your Honor. I'll explain after we try one more trick. Now let's see if we can command Orla to do a singing trick. Miss Faye, if there's a video of a singing trick, please play that. It'll conveniently be labeled singing trick. Certainly. Let's see. Is it this video? Where she's eating fish? Wait. Tweet, 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 tweet. Tweet, 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 tweet. Tweet, 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 tweet. Oh, I'm sure he did, but you know, he wouldn't want to get confused either. But I'd assume that he has more than two. Isn't it wonderful? She sang that swashbuckler spectacular song. Oh ho! What a lovely singing voice! Took a while to load my voice. It wasn't bad. Taka's better though. By the way, how did Miss Faye give the Orca those commands? Marlon Rhymes has something on his phone that his girlfriend, Azura Summers, sent him. There are videos of Miss Summers issuing commands to Orla with a whistle. Yes, he labeled the Murder Plan McWhale Frame 1 and Frame the Orca 2 and Accidental Murder 3. I'm sure he saved the captain's murder. If they have Orla listen to the sound of the signals, anyone at all could command Orla. Oh my, anyone at all? Yes, I believe so, Your Honor. All they have to do is play those videos. Mr. Wright, please submit those videos as evidence, and give them to me. I'm getting the sneaking suspicion that the judge just wants to try it out for himself. Miss Faye, could you send those videos to the TV phone here? Alright, certainly. How the heck do I do that? Got him. Alright, I'll try playing one. No, give it to me! Oh, we get to see the actual video. Oh. Isn't that cute? What? This was a training session a year ago, huh? But wait a minute. There's something about the song that bothers me. The Orca can be commanded using videos on a cell phone, and that means that Marlon Rhymes could have manipulated the creature. Arr. Mr. Rhymes, you can't talk your way out of it now.
Silence.
But Blackwell can do it for you. I have to commend you. That was very good proof. I concede Marlon Rhymes could have manipulated the Orca. But can you prove it? But isn't it true that the defendant could have done as well? All she'd have to do was use the whistle, and then the whistle she... All she have to do is use the whistle she knows how to use so well. She wouldn't have to use those videos. Surely you admit it's a possibility. She could have easily had Norma de Plume witness the singing in the lifesaver trick. So you're trying to argue it was equally possible for Sasha as it was for Rhymes, is he? But is that true? Let me think about that for a minute. That's right, those weren't just simple cries, it was singing! As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. Kept headbutting while singing the swashbuckler spectacular song. The culprit made sure Mr. Plume heard the song and saw the lifesaver trick. Could Sasha have shown these two tricks to the witness? No. No, I don't think Miss Buckler could have created the same conditions as the culprit. Challenge me to a battle? I hope your sword is sharpened. Let me see those sword skills of yours. Don't you worry. My sword is drawn and ready. My sword is evidence that the true tricks couldn't have been shown at the same time.
Take that!
Mr. Plume said in her testimony that she witnessed the two tricks at the same time. However, that fact is inconsistent with how the Orla performs tricks. How Orla performs tricks? What are you talking about? Yeah, the whistle for Orla. The whistle for Orla. The whistle specifically designed to command Orla. Orla's whistle, that whistle, of which there are like 3 of. All 3 whistles. An orca? He's supposed to be dead! Orla can't perform 2 tricks at once. She performs only 1 trick per whistle signal. That's how she's been trained. No, not yet. I'm sure we'll get that in a second. In other words, it would be just like with a dog. Why are there so many commas there? In other words, it'd be just like with a dog. If you tell him both to sit and shake, he won't do them at the same time. He'll sit and then shake. Am I understanding it correctly? Yes, that's the idea, Your Honor. I wonder if the judge has a dog. No, it's probably his grandchild that has a dog. What a farce. Are you saying that the witness somehow managed to produce an impossible scenario? Arr, if the creature's own trainer couldn't do it, how could I? Yeah, it's a mystery, isn't it? Oh well, you have to prove it. But boss, you don't have to agree so cheerfully. The defense is claiming that Marlon Rhymes manipulated the orca. But if you cannot explain fully how this was done, your argument doesn't hold water. If you can't straighten out your own theory, would you like me to straighten you out? Straighten you out, my blade. No thank you. I forgot about the hand-carved mahogany line. That hardly comes up in any of the groovy memes. So Orla can't do 2 tricks at the same time, but Mr. Bloom saw her do it. This logical inconsistency means there's a flaw somewhere. Was Mr. Bloom lying? Or is it not true that Orca can't do 2 tricks at a time? But Mr. Bloom had no reason to lie about such a thing. It really isn't possible for Orla to perform 2 tricks at once. Then maybe either the lifesaver trick or the singing trick was faked? Faked? Oh, you can hear us whisper over here now. Yes, maybe Orla only performed 1 of the tricks. But it was made to look like she performed 2.
Silence.
Silence. Maybe. How do you expect to conduct a sword battle with conjecture? Sounds like I'd better present some evidence here and fast. Although I'm concerned about your profuse sweating, Mr. Wright, allow me to ask you. Which of the 2 was fake, the lifesaver trick or the singing trick? Song. The defense wishes to argue that the singing trick was faked. And on what grounds do you base your assertion the singing trick was faked?
Take that!
This is a recording of the recent Swashbuckler Spectacular. In this recording, Orla sings the same song that she sang for Miss Faye earlier. But Mr. Plume said that this song is different from the one sang a year ago. The song is different. My other favorite line from that movie was like, excuse me, I've been transformed into a cow. May I go home? You're excused. Like, that's one of my favorite scenes. I think it was the cow, at least. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. You know, even Yzma has a small heart. Okay, what's the cow? You know, and everyone else is cool. They're just a bunch of weird, like a snake, a bird, and I think another bird. And an octopus, I think. I don't remember. My brain is small. Please listen to the song in the video from a year ago sent to this cell phone. This music was not there a second ago. Tweet, 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 tweet. Yes, it sounds quite different from the song Orla sang for Miss Faye earlier. And yet this is the same video Miss Faye used to issue the command to Orla to sing. By having Mr. Plume listen to a song recorded in the cell phone video, the true culprit made Mr. Plume think Orla was singing the song from a year ago. Boom. Only Marlon Rhymes, the owner of the cell phone videos, could have done this.
Silence.
Well, Mr. Plume said she heard the orca singing right in front of her. How do you claim that he made her think that? How was the song recorded and played? I intend to explain that too, of course. What? The answer lies somewhere in the orca pool visitors corridor. Marlon Rhymes played the song recording by using this. Why is it still in black and white?
Take that.
Mr. Plume heard the song while she was in the orca pool visitors corridor. There's a speaker in that corridor, so the visitors can hear the orca's sounds. You claim the song was played from the speaker. How? Here's how Rhymes played the song over the speaker in the visitors corridor. Yeah. Mr. Rhymes could have broadcast the song and the video to the speaker by using this walkie-talkie. He could get Orla to do the trick by letting her hear Miss Summer's whistle signal too. He played the singing through the speaker and he made Orla do the lifesaver trick. All of this was the doing of the true culprit, Marlon Rhymes. Yeah. This is what you did, isn't it, Mr. Rhymes? Here. Yeah. Why is he bleeding? Or is that soy sauce? You did it. Now I can save both Sasha and Orla. I mean, forget Mr. Rhymes. Just leave it to Captain Wright's swashbuckling lawyers to win any case. I don't remember agreeing to that name. Don't give Trucy ideas. She'll switch to a magic pirate show. But it actually was possible for Mr. Rhymes to manipulate the orca. I'm stunned. I see we would need to hear more from this witness. Mr. Rhymes, the time has come for you to tell the court the truth. Hold it. Seriously, where did he get that fish? I used a walkie-talkie, you say. Sorry, but you're dead wrong, me bucko. It's impossible, says I. What do you mean impossible? I shall sing you a little shanty dissing your scurvy theory. Hark ye well now. Does he have to sing it? The Dissin of Phoenix Wright. That's every trial. Walkie-talkie be broke for real. Mr. Lawyer's freestyle got no appeal. Broke before the plume on the scene. Broke before Wright could even something. Legit goof during the cleaning time, eh? But bilge sucking lawyer something something. The orco, you'll listen to me, Kay. Kill the captain. You so cray? Here we go again with that flip-flop music. Broken? All the flimsy excuses. Bilge sucking, that was uncalled for. You probably broke it on purpose after the fact. That be untrue, little lassie. Although I can't prove it when it really was. Lucky it be for me, your lawyers be the ones who have to have the proving to do. After everything we've uncovered, he still won't admit it. Somehow I have to prove that he still could have done it. Oh good, he's just gonna danced the whole time. Freestyle got no appeal. Broke before Wright could even ever dream.
Hold it.
Do you have some way of proving that statement?
Silence.
The burden of proof's on you! If you can't do that, then we can end this cross-examination right now. No, I think it's on both of you. Proof that it broke? Bro, you a joke. Lag even a second, you gone. Right wanna press on every word? Nope, judge gonna judge under something. Gone front, then bring the pain. Or stop and walk away in shame. He makes me so mad, we gotta come up with our own freestyle, boss. Let's get him back with evidence instead, shall we? No singing. Witness, please continue your testimony about the walkie-talkie or whatever. With your flip-flops.
Hold it.
Definitely one of the worst testimonies we've gotten. You made a big blunder? What happened? After I helped Sasha with the clean, I dropped it by accident and broke it. You wish to see it? I still have it here with me. It does indeed appear to be broken. I wish they at least broke the sword part off. Then I'd be like, oh yeah, that's definitely broken. Yeah, we can see the lyrics very clearly, but they're so zoomed in that we can't make them out. With me walkie-talkie broken, there'd be no way I could have done what you said. I couldn't have given the orca any commands. So your walkie-talkie broke. Isn't that so convenient for you? Mr. Rhymes, I think you broke it on purpose. Miss Lawyer, none of your false accusations, if you please. I broke it on purpose. Where be your proof? Yeah, I don't have any proof. His walkie-talkie was broken. It throws a monkey wrench into my whole theory. He let Pearls borrow his cell phone so casually yesterday. He must have already been confident I wouldn't be able to prove anything. You never get me to agree that I poxed Orca be innocent. If something be not done about her, she'll get Sasha one day too. The Orca killed the captain. It weren't me. You intend to continue to claim the defendant is innocent, do you? But I won't stand for that. Now then, Radona, what is your next move? Your Honor, I'd like to examine the walkie-talkie, if you don't mind. Certainly. Here you are. Let's see if there's any way to tell when the walkie-talkie was broken. Gave Orla that command, then it couldn't have been broken at the time. Oh, good. We get to actually examine an item for once? Tap and slide the bottom screen to rotate the evidence. Tap again if you notice anything of interest. You can also zoom in and out to get a better look. Let's check every last inch for anything off. Okay. Aha. What I thought we'd find. Huh? Look at these. They look like tooth marks. Hey, you're right. A bite this big. I wonder if it was Orla. Wait. A walkie-talkie with tooth marks. Didn't we hear a story like that just yesterday? It was the walkie-talkie Azure used right up until her death. Yeah, it was. In the middle of the show, the Orca brought Azure up to the surface in her mouth. She left tooth marks on Azure's walkie-talkie. The captain said he always kept that walkie-talkie with him so he'd never forget. Rhymes said this walkie-talkie was his, but could it be? Not odd about it, don't you agree? Time to give up, Mr. Lawyer. Forget the Orca, just save Sasha, says I. I can't do that. Now that I'm finally a lawyer again, how could I hold my head up if I made my client so miserable? Ah, stubborn one you be. Which one do I have to present stuff towards? Also, what do I present? Oh yeah, I guess it'd be either the book or his walkie-talkie that's missing. I guess we should press this too, though. Could have been some other way besides the walkie-talkie to issue the command. There's not. Yes, the orca could have received a signal from the defendant's whistle. Is this the point you're trying to concede?
Objection!
No, that's not what I'm saying. Some other way besides the whistle. Oh, great. This again. Rotten lawyer, black-eyed samurai, time for my freestyle drive-by. Sasha's legit. That's the truth. Orca is guilty, you gotta admit. I tell you, it'd all be the orca's doing. If you don't belay this bilge, I shall diss you with some rap. You already did. I believe you already been doing that. Tried pressing him, but it didn't change anything. Oh, I don't know about that. Statements might not have changed, but the meaning of one of them may have. Really? You caught something? That one statement just might be the breakthrough we need. So probably this one, but which one do I present? I doubt the game will let me present both. I guess this one. His walkie-talkie hasn't been found.
Objection!
No, dang it. Your Honor, what's your opinion on the witness statement just now? My opinion, there's nothing wrong with it. Oh, this is my first trial in 8 years. Looks like I made a little mistake. That's no excuse, Mr. Wright. Give you 8 years worth of penalties. In 8 years, can he go easy on me? Oop. Oh no, it would be this one. I'm dumb. I'm probably gonna get this wrong too, but we'll see. I mean, I know what I need to do, I just don't know what the game wants me to do.
Objection!
Okay, it was this one. Walkie-talkie that the witness brought with him to court today may have been stolen from the victim, Mr. Jack Shipley. Our acquired may look like a band of pirates, but thievery from a dead man! I mean, a dead man tells no tales, but neither does his walkie-talkie. According to the defendant's statement, Mr. Shipley talked to her on his walkie-talkie before his death. However, no walkie-talkie was found near the victim's body. Methinks the police just didn't look hard enough. You're right, but that's not relevant here. Besides, the captain's walkie-talkie wasn't broken, be that not right? So his walkie-talkie has naught to do with mine. I'm not so sure that's true. The victim fell to his death. It's quite possible the walkie-talkie broke in the fall. You stole the walkie-talkie after the victim's death, didn't you, Mr. Rhymes? I'll not allow such leading questions, Mr. Right Dono. You claim the walkie-talkie belonged to the victim, show me your evidence. Certainly, I plan on doing just that. What? Please look at the tooth marks here on the walkie-talkie. Tooth marks? Ah, yes, I see them. The victim's walkie-talkie was a keepsake that was used to belong to Azura Summers, who died a year ago. Those tooth marks were left by Orla when she carried Miss Summers in her mouth. This is Mr. Shipley's walkie-talkie. And Mr. Rhymes' walkie-talkie is still unaccounted for, which means he could have used it to command the orca after all. And that's not all, Your Honor. The only one who could have taken the victim's walkie-talkie is the culprit himself. Arr. The fact that Marlon Rhymes had the victim's walkie-talkie is proof that he murdered Jack Shipley. I don't know about this. Sink me. Arr! Probably should have just left the walkie-talkie there. Not so fast, Mr. Lawyer. What? Still won't admit it? Walkie-talkie be mine, says I. And how do you explain the tooth marks on it? I've had many a run-in with that orca myself, He bit me more than once, and me walkie-talkie too. The evidence of our fights are carved into me body. My goodness, I can clearly see the tooth mark scars on your skin. What? That's what those are? Are those really scars from being bitten by Orla? Ahoy, yo ho ho. You want answers? I got some, mate. These scars from Orla? That's right. Them girl can put up a fight. That orca bit me and left me scarred. Had a rep to protect, so I went in hard. So, Mr. Lawyer, I win, just being frank. And Orla, heh, you get the plank. I can't let him run this show, especially with lines like that. And to find a way to prove the walkie-talkie belonged to the victim. And you can figure about fingerprints. I always keep me walkie-talkie clean and polished. How convenient. Man had everything worked out before he even took the stand. But I won't give up. Has to be a way. Mr. Wright, I found something interesting. Tooth marks on the walkie-talkie. Notice anything funny about them? Funny? Funny how? Like haha funny. Something is different about them compared to the other tooth marks we've seen. Only other ones I remember are the ones on the practice dummy. It's just a tiny difference, but it might not even mean anything. Right now, we need to consider every possibility, no matter how small. If I can figure out what's different about the bite marks, maybe I can somehow prove Rhyme's walkie-talkie actually belonged to the victim. Think, Phoenix. You can turn everything around right here and now. Alright, now it's time for brain power. Time to review the facts we have so far. With the intent of killing Orla, Rhymes drained the show stage pool. But Rhymes failed to kill Orla, and instead he tried to pin the Shipley's murder on Orla. In order to manipulate Orla, Rhymes must have used a cell phone and a walkie-talkie. But the walkie-talkie Rhymes has is broken. I think it's the victim's walkie-talkie, the one he kept as a memento to Azura Summers. And to find a way to prove that it's indeed the victim's walkie-talkie. Which piece of evidence left on the walkie-talkie could prove it belongs to the victim? Why is this one even a question? We just answered this. You have two pieces of evidence, the walkie-talkie and the dummy. What's striking about these two pieces of evidence? If I look closely, I see different bite mark patterns. Two variations, huh? Wasn't there a trick or Orlas that had different variations as well? Nope. Wait, I don't think that's right. I think there's only one lifesaver trick. At this point, I kind of wish Orla knew how the trick she could save me. But enough whining! There's the show song. A year ago, the Orca's song and the teeth marks were different from what they are now. What could be the cause of these two inconsistencies? What's behind the fact that the Orca's tooth marks and the song were different a year ago? Nope. Even new teeth grew in, that won't explain why the song's different. Feel like my voice changed the second I lost my baby teeth. Better go back to the drawing board. Dang. Kinda wanna see what this one says. I know it's wrong, but... It's not wrong, it's real! I thought it was wrong. How were there two different orcas? I thought it was the other one. But... starting to think there are two different orcas, the one a year ago and the Orla now. I stumbled into victory in a true Phoenix Wright way. Yep.
We, Akatsuki.
Hello,
were
Reborn.
delivered.
I fell into the classic one orca trick. The orca 1 year ago wasn't Orla. Means that the bite mark on the walkie-talkie isn't Orla's like Rhymes said it was. Now I can finally prove the walkie-talkie belongs to the victim. Mr. Wright, you appear to be lost in thought there. Everything alright? I just realized my brain was exploding. I just realized something astonishing, Your Honor. Yeah, I just wanted two orcas to testify at the same time. Your face is what's astonishing, Rad Dono. Your rudeness is what's astonishing, Prosecutor Blackwell. Not gonna say that one out loud, though. What's this astonishing thing you realize? Till just now, I thought the orca at the ship-shaped aquarium a year ago and Orla were the same orca. However, two inconsistencies led me to a new fact. And that fact is that there might be two Aura Shipleys. What? Two different orcas? But that's impossible. Order! Order in the court! Explain yourself. What is the basis for this preposterous claim? The orca show song a year ago and the one now are different. I believe it's because the orca a year ago was a different orca. 2 different orcas, 2 different songs. It explains the show song contradiction. What is this Bilgewater talk? I don't understand. I'm talking about the truth. Truth that will finally catch you out in your lies. I did see the mustache, but I don't fall for the fake mustache trick. They would need glasses as well, at least. Claimed that the tooth marks with the walkie-talkie were Orla's, but that's not true. The 2 different bite mark patterns on the walkie-talkie and the dummy proves this. What? 2 different patterns, you say? While I'll concede the possibility that 2 different orcas exist in the world, bite mark patterns alone are not proof enough. I want more conclusive evidence. Alright, I will show you conclusive evidence then. He wants to see evidence other than the bite mark patterns, does he? The orca a year ago and Orla have different songs and different teeth. Don't I have 2 videos on hand that can be used to compare those differences? I'd now submit 2 videos of which different songs and teeth can be compared.
Take that.
And here's the other. Make sure I don't have any other weird videos, but I'm pretty sure it's this. Please compare these 2 videos, one from a year ago and one recent. You know what's near your teeth? A mustache. As discussed, the 2 orcas singing 2 different songs. Please also pay special attention to the appearance of the 2 orcas' teeth. I'll admit, I didn't look at their teeth. I was focused on the star. How exactly do you claim their teeth are different? Let's look for shots in the 2 videos where the orca's teeth are shown. This is Orla in the recent video of the Swashbuckler Spectacular Pirate Show. As you can see, she has all of her teeth. What a healthy smile she has. I'm a bit envious. Is the judge missing teeth? Next, let's take a look at the TV phone video from a year ago. I didn't notice. It was hard to notice while it was moving, I guess. Just as I thought, their teeth are different. Oh, I believe this smile looks a little different from the one we saw a moment ago. As you can see, the orca from a year ago has 1 tooth that's broken off. Ah. The teeth are different, then... Yes. If the teeth are different, they of course leave different bite mark patterns. On the practice dummy, you can see Orla's uniform pattern with all teeth intact. On the walkie-talkie, you can see that 1 tooth is missing from the pattern. Ah, I see it, just like the smile of the orca in last year's video. The tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were not made by the orca we know as Orla. They were made a year ago by a different orca. Two different orcas. I can't believe it. The statement that the tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were from Orla was a lie. The truth is, this walkie-talkie was stolen from the victim, Jack Shipley. And the only person who could have stolen it is... the true culprit, Marlon Rhymes. We finally got to the tooth. Is he gonna bleed out? No, you got it all wrong. It'd be all... the fault of that orca. Whoa. Huh? Arr, the storm be coming. You got it all wrong. Blimey. It'd be the orca's fault. This can't be. Well, better than him bleeding out, I guess. Someone please straighten the witness stand. Oh, never mind. Ah, once again, I'm too weak to help anybody. But did he really mean to kill the captain? Hey, you know what's better than 1 orca, Random? 2 orcas. Well, it would appear we should hear more from the defendant about Orla Shipley. Sasha Buckler? Yes, Captain Judge. What Mr. Wright claims true? Are there 2 different orcas? The secret that the ship-shaped aquarium is hiding about Orla, isn't it? Dr. Crab told me to focus on the orca's song. He hinted it would be a clue. Phoenix is right. Always am. The one we call Orla is the second, or Shipley. There actually used to be 2 orcas at Ship-Shape Aquarium. I used to call the first Orla Shipley just Ora for short. Ora and Orla are sisters. The captain rescued them both when they got beached on the shore. But Orla was in bad shape and the ship's doctor had to look after her for a long time. Both orcas loved the captain. So we decided to keep them both at Ship-Shape Aquarium. Why didn't you say anything about there being 2 orcas? Well, because after the accident a year ago, Ora was put down. What? Ora is dead? Yeah, the Center of Dangerous Animal Control demanded it. Apparently the captain and the ship's doctor begged him. We put the first one down, so please leave the second one alone, they said. Anyway, after the accident a year ago, the captain told us she was gonna put Orla in the pirate show as Orla Shipley. He asked us to keep quiet about Orla's death until the time was right. What a surprising, complex tale. Did all Ship-Shape Aquarium employees know about this? No, just a select few of us. Mr. Rhymes, did you know about it? Of course not. How would I? Tell me, Mr. Rhymes, did you plan on killing Orla from the start? Yeah. I planned to do it during the cleaning, so I drained the pool. I figured if I didn't do something about that beast, Sasha's life was in danger. Sasha trusted that orca just as much as Azura did. I wanted to protect her. I couldn't help Azura. I felt like protecting Sasha was the least I could do. I'd do it. Build up my strength so I would be ready to kill the orca. I even fought with sharks. That's where the bite marks came from. But the captain realized my plan and tried to save the orca. And that's why I killed Jack Shipley. Now the report from the crime lab finally makes sense. Report from the crime lab? In court yesterday, you recall I showed a photo of the victim lying on his back. According to the lab, the bruise on the victim's right wrist was Rhymes' handprint. His handprint? I didn't know how it fitted with the case until I heard Rhymes' story just now. Now we can imagine the reason for it being there. Rhymes must have made the handprint when he fought with the victim over the orca. A handprint made during a struggle. I don't care what happens to me anymore. I deserve death penalty. I'm the one that killed the captain. Please give Sasha a not guilty verdict. Accept your defeat well, I see. Let me be your guide to hell. We'll go to the 7th stage of hell. I hear it's about tickling or something. Get on with the verdict, you baldness. Seems unprecedented trial that began with an orca as the defendant has finally come to a close. Sasha is saved. Orla's gonna be so happy. Sasha's not guilty verdict is coming. Why do I still have this strange nagging feeling? Rhymes' handprint on the victim's right wrist. Was it really a result of a deadly struggle over the orca? I can't shake the feeling. That handprint has some other hidden meaning. Is this trial going to end without revealing the whole truth? I'll never accept that. Very well, this court finds the defendant, Sasha Buckler. And... Hold it! Your Honor, please hold off on that verdict. But Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? I would like to further explore this new evidence the prosecution just submitted. But what complaint could you have? You were about to get your not guilty verdict. I see no reason to further prolong this trial, Mr. Wright. Your Honor, we still don't know the entire truth of this case. This unnatural handprint Mr. Rhymes left on the victim's right wrist. I don't think it was the result of a fight between 2 men. Not the result of a fight! Then what do you suggest it was? Boss, what are you doing? Remember the evidence we found on the show stage? Evidence? What evidence? I don't remember anything. I was focused on the penguin. The mystery mark might be key to understanding the whole case. Your Honor, defense would like to submit evidence that will expose the truth of this case. A mysterious piece of evidence that pairs Mr. Rhymes' unnatural handprint.
Take that!
Marlon Rhymes left behind a very unusual set of fingerprints on the show stage. In what way were they unusual? They were right handprints on the left side of the ladder. If one were to grasp the ladder at the same time as the prints, it would look like this. Looks like the ladder is being grasped from above. Also, did you draw that? That's very good, Mr. Wright. Exactly, Your Honor. Hard to draw hands. And the handprint on the victim's right wrist shows it was held with a powerful grip. Marlon Rhymes grasped the show stage ladder in an unnatural pose. He was gripping the victim's wrist in this position. Gripping the victim's wrist? Then he must have been... It means Mr. Rhymes was actually... That's right. If we couple the unnatural handprint with the mysterious fingerprints... See that Marlon Rhymes was trying to save the victim's life. What? But that can't be. It's impossible. Why don't we ask Mr. Rhymes himself? Yeah. I didn't drink enough fish to lift him up. Mr. Rhymes, we want to hear the truth directly from you. I gotta hand it to you, Mr. Lawyer. You got skills. Why? Why did you have to figure it out? It doesn't matter what happens to me anymore. I'm ready to die. So is what the defense is claiming is what the defense is claiming true? The captain, he found out I drained the show stage pool. He rushed to the side of the pool, frantic to put some water in there for the orca. And then he slipped on the pink paint left by that stinking penguin. Captain, give me your hand. No, Marlon. You'll fall too. Forgive me, Marlon. I didn't realize what deep pain you were in. But please, please don't blame Orla. It's nobody's fault. Not Orla's. Not yours. Hey! Well, that's a wrap. Captain! No. Jack Shipley's death was accidental. It was all because of gravity. Mr. Wright, call gravity to the courtroom. Why didn't you tell us that you didn't kill the victim? Because I have no right to live anymore. I'm ready to get the death penalty. Captain died because of me. And on top of it all, he used his body to frame Orla. I was gonna kill Orla and she wasn't to blame. She didn't do anything wrong. The only thing I can do now is pay for it with my life. I can't do anything. Couldn't save the captain. I couldn't avenge Azura's death. Mr. Rhyme, you've got the wrong idea about Miss Summers' death. Not even the first Aura Shipley was responsible for her death. Aura, of her own accord, was trying to save Miss Summers' life. What? What are you talking about? Azura Summers suffered from a heart condition. But she didn't tell anyone. She performed in the pirate show anyway. She had a heart attack and died before anyone could save her. Yeah, if he had just chugged a barrel of fish, everything could have been different. I'm sure she didn't think Aura attacked her. There's nothing to avenge. Except gravity. No way. A heart condition? She never said a word about it. Maybe she didn't want you to worry about her. I wanted to get revenge all this time, but nothing. So neither case was murder. Not a year ago, and not this time either. Your responsibility in this matter is great, but I believe you can be rehabilitated. Marlon, you better come back to Shipshape Aquarium when you're done, you hear? Orla and I and everyone will be waiting for you. Still have a lot to offer, Mr. Rhymes. Live your life and never give up, for the sake of those who are gone as well. I promise to make up for what I've done, even if it takes me my whole life. Mr. Wright, Sasha, thank you. What's attempting to kill an aquarium's animal prison time look like? I don't know. It's a pretty watered down... Ow. It's a pretty watered down... something. I forget the word. And modifying a crime scene, and perjury, and all that other stuff he did as well. Right, Simon? Right. Well, I don't know if the false accusations will stick, considering his false accusations were against an orca. Well, I've seen countless trials, but never one that ended like this. I don't know how, Mr. Wright, but you always seem to manage to turn things around. I'm not sure if I should welcome you back or dread your return. I think all this excitement has taken a few years off my life. Is that praise or a diss? Now then, this court finds the defendant, Sasha Buckler. Not guilty! I'm not happy about this one bit. Now I got another cellmate to deal with and he smells like fish. Court is adjourned! July 22nd. 5:11 p.m. Alright, I forgot I could skip that. Congratulations on your win, Orla. Thanks for all your help today, Pearls. All I did was have fun with Orla. Tweet. Orla, I'm back. Oh, I missed you, girl. I'm so happy for you and Orla, Sasha. Everything turned out great. Phoenix, Athena, I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Orla and I are both really grateful. I'll now act out me gratitude with a little performance hour. Miss Orca Lover, don't you think you'd better take care of your health first? Alright, fine. I promise, no more shows till I'm better. I don't want anybody to worry about me after all. Good, I'm glad that's settled. Hey, buddy, Mr. Lawyer. You just had to blab every single one of the aquarium's secrets, didn't you? I'm sorry, Dr. Crab. Nah, that's alright. I'm glad. It was kinda hard to tell. Although, thanks to you, they now know we're using a legal torpedo system. But I think we'll be able to wiggle out of the serious repercussions somehow. The writer lady is advocating for us, saying the law itself is to blame. I mean, the system doesn't really seem to have any negative effects, so why is it illegal? Now she's gonna look into getting the law changed. Wow, go Mr. Bloom. Sure is a powerhouse. Is she also not gonna get in trouble for flashing the entire courtroom? Or at least the judge. I guess everyone in the gallery didn't see. There's one thing you didn't figure out, by the way. Keep this to yourself, will ya? We didn't want it getting out publicly. I'm guessing that Aura is still alive. Remember that appointment I had written down on my calendar? Oh, you mean meet the captain at the Orca Pool at 7 AM? That note meant the Orca Pool is Super Marine Aquarium, not ship shapes. What? Why were you supposed to meet there? They didn't really specify what makes it illegal. It just isn't legal here. In good old America. Jack and I, we visit Super Marine Aquarium once a month. Any idea why? To get the dolphin therapy treatment? No, silly. Remember what I told you? Jack and I were against putting the orca down from the start. What? You mean... We just pretended to put the first Aura Shipley down. Super Marine Aquarium's harboring her for us. What? Oh, so that talk about large amounts of money you were paying them. Once a month, the owner and the vet disappear from this aquarium. And I came to find out that each time a large amount of money was being paid out. Boom. We were paying for Aura's care. You wouldn't believe how much fish orcas eat. Now it's been proven she was innocent all along. I think we can bring her back soon. Until then, keep it under your hat, okay? Well, I don't wear a hat. Huh? What was he telling you about? Oh, nothing much. By the way, Orla wants you to give her a little celebratory prize. Ah, I see. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Orla specifically requested that you give it to her, Phoenix. Alright, fine. Let's see. What can I give her? I was wondering why this was still in our inventory. Orla, it's coming a day late, but congratulations on your verdict. Anime? Oh. Phoenix's first kiss was with an orca. Oh my! Aren't you lucky? Ha! That's Orla's best trick, the thank you kiss trick. Oh, Orla, I want to be next. And so the curtain fell on my first trial in years. I'm looking forward to the comeback of Sasha and Orla's swashbuckler spectacular. After all, I made a comeback of my own, as a lawyer. A few months later, everything went wrong! Oh, wait. Date me. Time me. Been a while since I visited Shipshape Aquarium. Now that Sasha has recovered from her illness, she's performing today. Still some time before the show starts. I think I'll wander around a bit. I don't think it came up in the next game. Hi, Phoenix. Hope you enjoy the show today. The orcas are excited and ready to go. Do we get 2? Oh, I'm sure I'll enjoy. Wait a minute. You say orcas, as in plural? Yep, let me show you. Ta-da! What? 2 Orlas? Don't tell me. Yep, you caught it right. Orla Shipley the first has returned to Shipshape Aquarium. We be the 3 pirate sisters, We be out to stop the evil Scalawag League led by Red Stash and the Giant Octopus. Well, I don't want to get in the way of their rehearsal. Guess I better go. How did he even get in here? Well, if it isn't Blue Boy, did you come for my book signing? Oh, Mr. Bloom, there's a book signing? Yes, my new book is just out. It's called Ship Aquarium, Don't Pull the Plug. The book signing will be held here in this room after all. The vet owes me a favor. Yeah, she got them to improve the use of torpedo. I'm grateful. Why does she have to keep coming to my lab to bother me every single day? Boom! My next work will be entitled Sniper, the Penguin Leaves the Nest. Beep. Ah, stop this cacophony. Why am I surrounded by carping females? Gee, Dr. Crab gets all the ladies. I guess I'll leave him do it. Oops, almost time for the show. Where have you been, Dad? Polly and Athena already went in. While we were waiting, I brought some souvenirs to take back to the village. Sorry to keep you waiting. I bet they'll love your souvenirs back home, Pearls. Even there's only like 3 people there. By the way, I hear a certain someone is going to be in today's show. A certain someone? I wonder who it could be. Oh, it's almost time. The show's just about to start. Alright, let's get to the show stage then. Who could it be? I saved you all seats, Mr. Wright. Oh, I can't believe I get to see the show again. I'm so happy I want to dive in the pool. You'd better not. I think they'd call security. You're welcome in the pool anytime, Athena. But Red Stash is the best swimmer of all. Huh? Who have you got playing Red Stash's role? Sasha, Ora and Orla are ready to go. Hey, I know that voice. Yep, you min know it. Marlon is back, and he's playing the role of Red Stash. It be the new Swashbuckler Spectacular. Hope you enjoy it, me buckos. You know, if he could atone for in any way, it would be to take over as captain. Oh, do we not get to see him with the Red Stash?
And so,
Our pirates set sail for bluer seas under a sunnier sky. As for me, I set foot into the world of law once more as a full-time lawyer.
And promptly drowned. Yep. Just a few months of jail time. I mean, after they found out it was... Oh, nostalgic sweater. Well, I guess since they revealed that the thing was an accident, they're like, alright, I guess... Well, let's look at our nostalgic sweater. Of course! I don't really know if this fits any scene, but... Well, at least we get to remember just Feeney as he once was. Do you think he still even has that sweater? Also true, anytime it's non-murder, they kind of just wave their hand and be like, alright, you did a bad, but, you know, you're not going to be in a Phoenix Wright trial. He only covers homicides. Iris is the one that made it for him, yeah. But then there was the whole falling out thing, and he thought his girlfriend was a murderer, so... If it's the scene where Garan's trying to kill you, that's the next game. This is Dual Destinies. This is where Fulbright gets sniped. Though it would also be funny to see Fulbright in the sweater. Well, fake Fulbright, I guess. But that's the end of our pirate adventure. I'm a little surprised that we were able to beat it in one go, but I guess I did go a little extra. But starting on Wednesday will be the start of the other DLC. So I hope you all enjoyed our pirate adventure, because now we get to time travel, and I don't really like the sound of that. Am I gonna do the Layton Ace Attorney one? No. If you wanted to see the Layton and Ace Attorney one, you should have gone over to Civia's channel to watch it. I considered bugging her to see if we could play that together, but at the time I just didn't feel like it. Sorry, Civia. But you can hang out with Civia's old things and watch her play through it. She's much better at puzzles than I am anyways. Ow. When I do all the Layton games. Again, Civia's done all of that. Not to say I couldn't do it myself. While I did watch Civia play the things, I've already forgotten all the puzzles. And she could sit there giggling as I mess up some sliding block puzzle, I'm sure. But yes, there is one other DLC, which we will do next time. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sure you're still not over the fact that I didn't even register that there were two different orcas. I just assumed she learned a new song. Yeah, also there's a bunch of math, and I don't do math. I'm not gonna go into it, but we do have the Turnabout Time Traveler. I don't know what it's about. I've seen nothing about this one. I did know that there was a pirate thing, which I'm just now realizing as I say that the pirate I saw must have been Mr. Rhyme. Yeah, math. Isn't that a great puzzle? Find the means that justify the end. That's the ultimate puzzle in court. This is from Spirit of Justice, yes. It's the only other DLC I'm aware of. Then after that, I'll have done basically all the things. We're not doing it right now. I'm sorry, but I do need to probably eat actual food. And also need to, well, drink a lot of water. Doing some of the voices does a little bit more on your throat than you'd think. And then doing other voices are really easy, but also just kind of weird. It's a shame I don't get to do this voice more often. Then do all the math. I'm not doing any math. But again, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed our adventure. It'll be a little sad to step into the final one. Yeah, Captain Blue Stash was here to report for you. Oh, I don't actually have any blobs. Oh yeah, I don't know if you even noticed that this thing was here. Hang on. It's been here the whole time. There you go. Good old Pirate Pinky. And yeah, I do hope that there's another Ace Attorney game. And if not, I have plenty other things to do. I think you can do the DLC before beating the game, if you do have the DLC OP. But I don't know where it is in the timeline. Considering it's a time traveler, it could be anywhere. Or any win. Anywho, I'm gonna go find something to eat. All of you should too. And I hope you all have a good night. Yeah, like play the incoming collection. I don't think I will. Not again. Anywho, boy for now. Everything but doesn't reference much. It makes me feel like Apollo's not going to be in there, but we'll see.